This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
You all ready for this? Dun 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 dun.
This is a sham.
No. Nope.
Y'all, just stop.
Welcome to DBL. It's Wednesday, November 3rd. I am Tori. I'm here with my good pals Erica and Al. Well, last night, let's get to talking because it was a big night for Republicans in the race for governor of Virginia. Republican Glenn Youngkin won, beating out former Governor Terry McAuliffe. But in New Jersey, the race for governor is still too close to call at the time of our taping. Here's the deal, though. If both of these states go for Republicans, that's a really big upset because both states have been reliably blue. So what does this mean, and what was this an indictment of President Biden and his agenda? What does this mean for the midterms and for the next presidential election? All right, big night for Republicans, not great for Democrats. Do you think this is an indictment on Biden?
I think it has more to do with what you said, reliably Democrat, a little bit of political fatigue, and also when you're the underdog, you rally more. So I think it could possibly mean that, but I think those three things definitely are at play here.
What do you think, Al?
I mean, I think it's par for the course. I think anytime that there's a change, a regime change in terms of Democrat or Republicans in the midterms, we typically see a swing towards a party that lost. And this is kind of par for the course. I'm not surprised.
Interesting. I just want to let you guys know that a Democratic pollster, Cornell Belcher, said it's time to hit the panic button because the base is not motivated. I think this says a lot about Biden and people's lack of excitement. I really, really do. Well, a lot of parents in Virginia are saying the governor's race all came down to education and a parent's right to have a say over what's being taught in schools, and more specifically, whether critical race theory should be taught. So many of you have probably heard the term, but do you know what it means? We're going to explain it. There's a lot to it. But basically, critical race theory is a way of thinking about America's history through the lens of racism. So why did this become such a wedge issue? A lot of people saying when Youngkin called it parenting, that was sort of a code word like let's go Brandon for let's not teach critical race theory. It really became the issue, and white women came out in droves and rose this 15 percentage points. Talk to me about what you guys think about critical race theory and the wedge issue.
You know, I do, obviously, I'm not a parent. I do think that parents should be involved in their children's education. I am the daughter of a college professor, so I take this very seriously.
Sure.
What we found out during lockdown was that most parents could not assist their children in their learning and their curriculum up to the age of about 4th grade. So I think that when we're talking about the dynamics of what children are learning, it is important to evolve. For me personally, I went to several schools where I was one of just a handful of students of color. No one ever thought about the way that I felt when we would have our video every February that we'd watch for like 3 years straight until we graduated to the next one. So when we're talking about critical race theory and putting racism in context, there's this greater fear that that's going to make white children feel bad about what their ancestors may or may not have done.
Yeah, I mean, it almost kind of doesn't matter. It's really when we start talking about issues of race, they've been always used to drive white suburban voters to the polls. That's what they do. So when we start talking about critical race theory, it's no different than, I thought that picture of that couple in St. Louis where those protesters were walking by and they pulled that.
Those guns.
Yes,
yeah.
Trump he had that tweet about, they're coming for you in your suburbs, they're coming for your kids in college. It's the idea that they're coming for you.
Yeah.
They are coming to your house, and I'm the only person that's going to keep the barbarians from your gate. And it works. So you better do it, because really, if you think about the Republican agenda, for as much as people complained about Trump and his language, really the only thing he did was pass that huge corporate tax cut, which was the most unpopular thing he ever did with his base. But throws a couple Mexicans are racist and Rosie O'Donnell's fat and people all forget about it. The rhetoric doesn't mean anything. It's what happens. And really, when we look at this Trump presidency 10, 15 years down the line, we're going to be looking at the corporate tax cuts and that huge financial boon for them. The words, the rhetoric will go away and fade away with history, but really it's just a way to get people to come from the suburbs and vote for corporate agenda.
Interesting. Wow.
Did I say agenda?
You said agenda, but the rest of it was so very good.
Okay, well, I'm going to
very good.
Okay, corporate
it takes
agenda.
Over. Very good. Now, there were some other big races and issues on the ballot across the country. So in Minnesota, after everything that happened with the murder of George Floyd, voters there decided not to defund the Minneapolis Police Department. It will remain, and it will not be replaced by a new Department of Public Safety. And in Boston, voters elected Michelle Wu, the first woman and Asian American, as mayor. So there's pockets where we're seeing things move in more progressive ways, and there's pockets where we're seeing things go very more conservative, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, there's a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
That's just the nature of our country. What I was noticing a lot on social media last night was a lot of people of color talking about the celebration of people being elected of color, but what are they doing in their jurisdictions? What are they doing in their cities and their state? So I think the vocal impact of having people call out politicians for, being more than just the person who is bringing diversity, but actually putting action behind it that affects their communities.
Yeah, and I got to be honest, I think a lot of people are frustrated with the Biden administration for not putting more action into place. I know it's hard, I know it's tough, but I think
what action would that be?
The George Floyd Police Act. Nothing happened.
But that would be wildly unpopular with most of his base.
This infrastructure bill that you can't get passed through one guy, Joe Manchin, there's a lot you could go into, but there's a lack of excitement from the base. And what you just said is you need to rev up the base, and Trump and his people do a good job of that in some ways, and you see that in Virginia.
Yeah.
So before we do go to break, though, we have to give a big DBL shout out to the Atlanta Braves, huh?
Yay!
All right. They won the World Series last night, beating out the Houston Astros. This is their first win since 1995.
Did you watch?
I didn't. Did you?
I watched some of it. I was going back between that and college football. So yes.
Did you want the Braves to win?
I did. I had some incentive for them to win, so I was very happy. Very happy. But yeah, I love sports. I've been to, I think I've told you, I've been to World Series, National Championship game, and the Super Bowl. So I feel like, Erica, we need to find a sporting event to go to, me and you. Tori,
right.
I think would you be down?
Where are we going to go?
Yes, I'm a very big sports enthusiast.
See, that's why she can't go. We should all go to a Nuggets game or something, like kind of work it. I love the Rockies.
But when we go to the Nuggets game, we can't sit together because then they do that awkward kiss cam with us.
We
And they're
should
all
tell
like, nope, just coworkers.
Yeah, it was very awkward.
Very awkward. Coming up on DBL, our interview with reggae royalty Ziggy Marley. Yep, how he's working to spread the same message as his dad.
He was a big fan of mine, too.
He didn't know you. And hundreds gather in Dallas to see JFK Jr. emerge from the dead. How this conspiracy drew such a big crowd. That's coming up next.
Closed captioning provided by
In case you're interested, the New Jersey governor's race is down to it's about 400 votes.
Oh my God.
It's so close, and it's like 1,000, it's like 500 or 1,000 votes that it's being separated by. But I do have to tell you guys, Virginia, Biden won by 10 percentage points in the presidential election. And Virginia always does their governor's election the year after a presidential election. Mm-hmm. So it's an off year, right? And now white women changed that around to the Republican side by 15 percentage points. I've rarely seen such a surge in one direction, and that comes, a lot of people say, from Youngkin completely overdoing the idea of parents' rights, which a lot of people are calling, including Juan Williams, who is a Fox reporter. That's a dog whistle for white supremacy and also conspiracy theorists about critical race theory. So again, these code words that Eric always said, get it off your chest and say it with your whole chest. Parenting has become another thing, like let's go Brandon, which is just so interesting that it's now become, language has become so.
But it works.
Oh,
so
it does
why
work.
you do
It does work. It absolutely does work. And it's, you see it. I mean, from 10 points to Biden to a 15-point percentage point difference with white women, that's an enormous change. So
do you think that
the Democrats are not excited.
That can, take this,
like Obama went out and spoke
and run on this in 2024? Do you think Trump could do it, or do you think Trump is burned out both ends of his
From
base.
this, I thought Trump is hot and on fire. He won this election for the Youngkin. I've got to be honest. Oh, we put Obama out there, Democrats. He gave a beautiful speech for McAuliffe. If you can't get Obama to take that, any kind of excitement, you're lost in the Democratic Party. There's a real wake-up call here. People are not excited, and you need excitement to get votes.
Don't miss a minute of DBL.
And I cannot wait.
Nah, girl, we want to know.
You don't feel like that's a little bit weird?
Stop. Get
There's no
away
such thing
from
as
that
ghosts. I'm
girl.
talking about her.
DBL is always all new every day.
Woo! That was fun. Welcome back to DBL. So it was a very strange scene if you were in Dallas yesterday. Hundreds and hundreds of QAnon believers lined up along the grassy knoll, the famous grassy knoll, you know, the site of the JFK assassination. They believed the president's late son, JFK Jr., would miraculously appear and that somehow he would help Donald Trump take back power and agree to be his running mate. In case you don't remember, JFK Jr. tragically died in 1999 in a terrible plane crash. We got two epidemics in this world. We got misinformation, distruth, and pandemic. We got a lot going on.
Is this truth a word?
I made it up.
Okay.
What do you got? Talk to me.
I have a lot of questions.
Yeah.
About distruth?
Well, yeah, about distruth, and also why JFK Jr. and not JFK, since they were on the grassy knoll.
I appreciate that question too. I tried to find out why JFK Jr. has become an icon of the QAnon people, and I haven't really come to an honest thread, but they do believe he not only will come back, he will sort of rev up the party.
Do they think he's dead, or they think he's alive and hanging out on an island like Tupac?
Some people on that QAnon group think he's like Tupac, and some people think he will actually emerge and resurrect from the dead.
They just come out of the sea, like Pacific Rim? Like how? I don't get.
Is that the whale?
No, that's when the monsters lived in the water.
Oh,
Remember that
that's
movie?
right, that's right.
Yeah, I was actually out in Martha's Vineyard the weekend that JFK Jr. Crashed his plane. I was there, and there was a lot of military police. So, I mean, if this is a conspiracy, this started back when I was at Brown.
Yeah,
so,
right.
I mean, somebody really committed to this conspiracy.
But Al, hundreds and hundreds of people went.
But people
Adults.
believe it, Tori, people believe everything. They believe a lot of stuff. And we live in a country that allows freedom of religion, freedom of thought. And when you allow that, you're allowed to be Jewish, Hindu, Christian, Muslim, Catholic, or you can make up your own thing that you believe in. And it appears some of these people have done that, Erica.
Okay, I have another question.
Talk to me.
Why 2020?
I looked at that flag.
So
Erica, don't go down that road.
Okay, so
I didn't
apparently
get it
people
either.
had thought about this in 2020 and wanted JFK Jr. to come back in 2020. They didn't change their signs.
Yeah, I saw this.
Do you see that? So they brought their 2020 signs for the 2024 ticket. A lot of this is really confusing.
Right.
But my question is, why would 2 + 2 is 4, and at some point that has to be fact. JFK Jr. tragically died with his fiance.
But you're talking about facts, Tori, and that's where you're losing people. The thing is, this
We
isn't
don't have
based in
facts
fact.
anymore?
No.
We don't
no.
have facts?
Where have you been? Have you looked at YouTube? No.
Everything's up for debate.
Yeah,
Are you even here?
Right. I mean.
I hope so.
And I mean, honestly, this
I feel like I am.
This is really kind of what happens when people have a lot of free time to sit and, you know, especially with the pandemic, you think about like this weird place that we're in where everybody was locked in their homes for a year. No one really knew everything. So what you didn't know, you started to pick up from Facebook groups, and somebody else had this little nugget of information.
But these are normal people.
But
these
after
are crazy
Define normal.
But and also let's be honest. But we only use this term with young men of color, like Muslim men. But radicalization. There was a lot of Americans that went home, sat home, didn't know what was happening, and all of a sudden they're getting the government is doing this,
For
and
hours and
JFK
hours.
Jr. is coming here, and all these little things. And after a while, you have people that are radicalized, that are in the streets, that are not speaking to their family members
Right.
anymore.
Yeah.
The same things that the same traits we associate with people that are in cults. I don't speak to my family. I wear one outfit. I only think that there's one person that has all the answers and they are infallible no matter what they say, even when they're caught in a lie on tape.
And here's the thing
Interesting,
too,
huh?
they're not getting much pushback because we aren't even deleting them from our social media. We're just muting them because we don't want them to call us.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's what's going on.
That is fascinating. Am I here?
And we have an unregulated social media system that does not, you can just say whatever you want and it'll be, reproduced over and over again, and you just have misinformation out there.
Radicalized. Interesting. Wow. Coming up on DBL, we sit down. Let's chill things out with Ziggy Marley. What does he think of DJ
He
Khaled?
hasn't been radicalized.
Yeah, owning a Bob Marley guitar. His answer is quite funny. Stay tuned.
The U.S. ban on non-essential travel has been in place since early 2020. Come November 8th, the country is reopening to international travelers, but only those who are fully vaccinated. Those visitors will have to show proof of vaccination before getting on a plane to the U.S. They'll also have to show proof of a negative COVID test taken within 3 days of departure. There will be no quarantine mandate, but masks will be required, and so will enhanced contact tracing. That means, per CDC rules, airlines will have to collect information like phone numbers, emails, and U.S. addresses in case they need to follow up with passengers who may have been exposed to COVID-19. Vaccinated Americans have to follow those same guidelines when flying back to the U.S. The policy is more strict for unvaccinated American travelers. Specifically, they will have to show proof of a negative COVID test taken within 1 day of their U.S.-bound flight. They will also have to get tested again after coming back. Children younger than 18 are exempt from the new vaccine requirements, though they still need to get a COVID test. And that's connecting the dots.
Oh, wow. Welcome back to DBL. He is not just reggae royalty. He is a husband, a father, and this family man also writes children's books. We caught up with 8-time Grammy winner Ziggy Marley earlier in today's Chatting with the Stars.
Hello, how you doing?
We're doing
Nice.
amazing. Thanks for joining us. I did want to ask, DJ Khaled owns one of your father's guitars, and he shared this video playing it. And we know it's an instrument, but some fans feel it's almost too special to be played. What do you think about that?
I think music is in everything, and music. Some people hear things differently. Like that could be music to somebody. I mean, we're not judging anybody. We're accepting.
I love it. You're amazing. Great. Agreed.
Ziggy, what an honor to have you here with us today. How does it feel when you sing your father's hit songs to a crowd of Bob Marley fans? I've been in a crowd plenty of times when you've done it. How does it feel for you?
Well, the way I approach it, it's like my song. I sing it from my heart. It feels like I'm expressing what's in the song. I feel real about it.
Do you have a favorite song of your father's or a favorite album, perhaps?
Our favorite album would be an album called Survival, which is the album I kind of grew up in my teenage years.
Wow. Wow.
Love that.
Talking to Ziggy.
Yeah, I know, right? It's a little surreal. It's a little surreal. Now, Ziggy, let's get straight to it, because your latest album, More Family Time, features stars like Sheryl Crow, Busta Rhymes, and even Jamie Lee Curtis. She's an actor. So how does she help make this album special?
So with Jamie, we had an album. I've known Jamie for years. such a cool person. So we had an album called Family Time years ago, and we invited her to read her books because we used her books reading to our kids. And so we invited her on that album, and we became, we had a good vibe together. And so I invited her back for this album.
That's, I'm just thinking about like how involved you are with your family. I wrote a children's book called Where is Baby Ford? It's about my youngest son who's on the spectrum. And you also have written a children's book called Little John Crow. What memories from your childhood inspired this?
Yes, growing up in Jamaica, where I used to live, we used to have a bunch of turkey vultures living like in an open field right across the street. So we would walk to school and we would have to pass these vultures. And we always used to like throw stones at them and like, we hate them, we don't like them, right? So that is where the story is coming from. And then now that I've grown, I've come to appreciate these creatures and understand what important role they play in my life, in our lives. And so it's that journey of accepting and changing and learning.
I absolutely love that. Now, as a father, was it important for you to make music and write books for children as well? Because it seems like you're really involved in their life.
Yeah, well, they're inspiring. Children are inspiring to me. They teach us a lot. Patience. We have to have a lot of patience with them sometimes.
Absolutely.
Love them, teach us love. So, being around my kids, there's always like a creative energy. There's always some kind of beautiful experience going on. And so they just inspire me. Children inspire me.
Ziggy, I don't know if there's a person throughout history that unites people the way your father did, across shapes, sizes, sexualities, everything. He brought the world together. Do you feel any pressure? You do a great job of it. Do you feel any pressure that your father had of bringing people together?
No, man, we don't feel no pressure. We grew up, that's the way we grew up before he was what we know him as of today. This is how we were as we grew up. This is who we are. It's not, it's not a show. It's a reality, you know what I say? So, this is like, no, it's normal.
Normal. Totally normal. Totally normal. Can I ask you really quick, your dog, someone wrote in just now that you wrote a song inspired by your dog?
Romeo. My dog Romeo. So Romeo, my kids always wanted a dog. And it took us like 10 years for kind of like succumb to the pressure. And so we got a dog last year, right before the pandemic, right before the quarantine. And it's been a wonderful addition, a challenging addition, but a wonderful addition to the family. And the kids, we love each other and we play. And, it's good, it's great. It's great. I feel like it gives them an appreciation of another species, another human being, but another creature.
Yes.
To understand that relationship, I think it's really good.
DBL Nation, go to akashicbooks.com and please order a copy of Ziggy's new children's book, Little John Crow. Again, I can't say it enough. Been an honor. Thanks a lot, Ziggy. We'll be right back.
Thanks, brother.
Thanks. Blessed, love. All right.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
meant as advice for people lost or stranded was shared thousands of times on social media. The viral post even reached the Facebook page of a local police department. If you're stranded with low cell battery and you've already called 911, the message says next you should change your voicemail to contain important information. The message claims, quote, even if your cell phone dies or stops working, voicemail still works, unquote. So, should you change your voicemail if you're lost or stranded? Let's verify. We went to these sources for an answer. And they say, no, you should not change your voicemail if you're lost or stranded, especially if you have low battery or no signal. Here's why. Voicemail uses more battery than text, and voicemail will not update if you don't have a signal. So after calling 911, our experts say, try texting 911. Since the FCC requires cell phone carriers to transmit 911 calls or texts, it's possible that a text to emergency services will get through even if you have no signal. That's because you may be in another provider's service area. The FCC warns not every location supports text to 911. With your Verify, I'm Ariane Day Till. Guaranteed paid family leave, and more specifically, paid maternity leave, is a legislative priority for President Joe Biden. In a June tweet, the president called it a disgrace that, quote, the United States is the only industrialized country in the world with no national paid family leave policy, unquote. But is that true? Let's verify. We went to these sources for an answer. The World Policy Analysis Center is a university partnership that creates databases on social policies around the world. According to the center's data, only 8 countries, including the U.S., do not guarantee any paid family leave. The other 7 are Papua New Guinea, Suriname, and 5 island nations in the Pacific Ocean. What the U.S. does have is 12 weeks of unpaid job-protected leave for the birth of a newborn child. But that law only extends to employees at public agencies, public and private schools, and at companies with 50 or more employees. That leaves out many small businesses. So we can verify, yes, the U.S. is the only industrialized country to not guarantee paid family leave. With your Fast Fact, I'm Ariande Till.
This November, don't miss a minute of DBL.
I cannot wait.
You want to play it safe? Nah, girl, we want to know.
You don't feel like that's a little bit weird?
No. I got to agree with Tori here.
Hey, stop, I don't want to hear it.
Here's how I feel. Okay, stop.
I know.
You mean like hooligans?
Is the hooligan problem under control?
There's no such thing as ghosts. I'm talking about.
We're off to a good start. DBL is always all new every day.
Welcome back to DBL. It's open enrollment season, and if you're a Medicare beneficiary, and not comparison shopping for plans, sit down and listen up, because it's time for some helpful healthcare tips presented by Health Markets, your insurance marketplace. So open enrollment is the time of the year for all Americans to reevaluate what coverage is best for them. If you have Medicare and you need to pick a plan, it's important to remember you do have options, and comparison shopping can help you save hundreds of dollars on premiums and prescription payments. So hop online, start comparing healthcare plans. Health Markets can help you find a plan in minutes. Just call 1-800-390-9633 or log on to healthmarkets.com. I really encourage people, I know it's like kind of boring and kind of like wah, 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 but you can save a lot of money if you just take the time to invest in knowing your different plans.
Just sit down and get it done.
That's right. DBL's new every day. We will see you same time, same place tomorrow. We out.
Research suggests that plastic barriers are not that effective at stopping COVID-19. In fact, they may be making some situations worse. We now know the virus spreads through small particles in the air. Good airflow and ventilation can help get rid of them. Now scientists tell the New York Times that those plastic barriers can actually cut off airflow in a room, trapping virus particles in concentrated areas. And those shields aren't blocking as many germs as you may think. Plastic can be great for stopping something like a cough or sneeze, but it does very little to stop the virus particles an infected person emits just by breathing. Those particles are going to waft over and under the barrier, often in a more concentrated way. These new findings have big implications for the school year. In fact, studies from Johns Hopkins suggest classrooms with screens on desks actually had an increased risk of coronavirus infection. Researchers say schools should instead focus on improving airflow, wearing masks, and encouraging vaccinations to keep COVID out of the classroom. I'm Audrey Castoreno, and that's Connecting the Dots.
we're talking about today on Daily Blast Live.
Governor's race results are in, with Virginia shocking the nation. What could this mean for the future of the White House? Hundreds gather in Dallas to see JFK Jr. emerge from the dead. How did this conspiracy draw such a big crowd? A mom's desperate search for answers after her daughter's disappearance, why her case sat in the dark for years. And joining us live today from the original SNL cast, Lorraine Newman. Welcome to Daily Blast Live. It's Wednesday, November 3rd. I am Tori in for Sam today, and I'm here with Al, Jeff, Erica. How is everyone?
Feeling good.
Great.
Feeling good.
It's cold in here.
It's freezing, so let's warm up by talking a lot, right? So last night was big for Republicans in the race for governor of Virginia. Republican Glenn Youngkin won, beating out former governor Terry McAuliffe. But in New Jersey, the race for governor is still too close to call at the time of our taping. It's like down to hundreds at this point with New Jersey, just so you know. Here's the deal. If both of these states go for Republicans, that's a really big upset because both states have been reliably blue. So this was an indictment of President Biden and his agenda, or was it? A lot of people saying, woo, woo, red alarm bells, fire alarm bells, panic time.
Lights or bells?
Yeah,
both,
that sounds
guys.
like a party, actually.
I'm just saying,
yeah,
Virginia
be there.
It sounds great, but Virginia was won by Biden by 10 points. This time, white women took it by 15 points to the Republicans. That shows you a sleepy base, not interested. Even Obama went out and spoke. No one came out to vote.
Well, I think you hit it right on the head. I mean, reliably Democrat, plus you add political fatigue.
Yes.
And the idea that, well, if this is the way it's always been, this is the way it'll always be. So, yeah, when people aren't going out to vote, I'm sure next time around there's going to be some incentive to do so.
Right. But when Biden, to me, and I hate to say this, feels not exciting. He's not revving the base. He's not energizing the party to get up and go. You got to get people to get up their couches and vote.
Yeah, some people don't want that in their politicians, though. Like, I don't need my president to be giving me the Rudy halftime speech. I don't need to be excited. I need for you to handle your business so I don't have to think about it. And I think that's where a lot of people were tired with Trump, was like, a lot of people were like, I don't want to know who the attorney general is. I don't. I have 3 kids. I have 4 jobs. And I think a lot of times when we start talking about our politicians, not only do we have to put them in office, but then we feel like we have to constantly monitor them because they go off the rails all the time. And I think a lot of people like myself are frustrated. I voted yesterday in the midterms, and I saw the numbers at the time that I voted. I think 30% of the population here in Colorado voted. So when you start talking about motivated bases, the people that show up and yell at people at school board meetings and yell a lot and are on Facebook and they block their niece, those people are out voting in the midterm. So we're going to see a swing towards what they think because the other adults in the village are busy.
Well, you mentioned like motivating people. I like that, like halftime speech type of guy or woman or whatever it may be. I like to be inspired, right? On the other side, man, I don't want my president falling asleep at summit meetings, okay? And we don't bring that up a lot because it gets a little taboo to talk about. But I think it's so...
This is the place to talk about it.
Exactly.
Please.
Exactly, right? So when we look at the media, we have to remember that it's 10% of people making 90% of the content. There is no like back and forth conversation. That's not what social media is for. This is what it's for, right? My president fell asleep. I want to talk about that a little bit. But if you say that, you're automatically labeled a Trumper and the labels start falling on you, right? So it's hard to have an honest conversation about what's going on in America without getting labels thrown on top of you. So I think that's where we're at. And I think some of the voting that you saw is some of the pushback from that, in my opinion.
A reflection of that.
That's interesting.
I think that's really interesting. Now, a lot of parents in Virginia, parents listen up, are saying the governor's race actually came down to education and a parent's right to have a say over what's being taught in schools, and more specifically, whether critical race theory, you might have heard that, should be taught. So what does that term mean? You might have heard of it, but you don't know what it means. This is the gist of it. Critical race theory is a way of thinking about America's history through the lens of racism. So the question is, should parents have a say in what's being taught in schools? And this is a huge debate because if you don't know parental rights, that phrase has become another "let's go Brandon," a code for we don't want critical race theory, and that's what won him the election.
How are you going to take over parental rights? I mean, come on. Let's be real, okay? You know, the critical race theory, obviously, our memories are so short because remember what we were talking about this time last year, how parents were at home with their kids and they were going to school, and a lot of parents were complaining that they were unable to help their children with their work past like the 3rd or 4th grade. Now parents want to be in charge of the curriculum. Is that what we're talking about here? Critical race theory contextualizes every aspect of what has happened in this country. When I was in school, I went to quite a few predominantly white schools, and no one was concerned about my feelings every February when we watched the same video over and over, and I had 28 eyes staring at me to see how I was going to react. So the idea that so much of this is being like held from our children because they can't handle it. Have you spoken to a 12-year-old lately?
Right.
It's impressive what they can handle.
Al, you have a 12-year-old, don't you?
Yeah, 13 and 14, and it's so interesting. And Jeff, I wanted to hear your thoughts on critical race theory, but yes, 12 and 13-year-olds are way ahead of where we were. They're not having this conversation. They had this conversation like 2 years ago.
Yeah, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you, man. We were talking a little bit before the show. I don't know the definition of critical race theory, okay? It's such a taboo word and subject to get into. I'm all for expanding education and learning about the world
context.
and our own history here in America. I think that's cool. I think I would have got along better if I knew the world the way it was, right?
Exactly.
The way it was. I think back then we didn't think we'd have the tools we have now. Now the world is so small. We could get a picture of anywhere in the world. We could talk to anyone in the world, right? I didn't know Pol Pot. I didn't know Khmer Rouge when I was going to school. Maybe I did. Maybe I just didn't pay attention. I didn't know till I got to Cambodia. I think it's great to learn about the world, but also our very own history that happened in America. I don't understand how that correlates into
the other
because there's a shame, Jeff, and I think that
that's what I'm not understanding.
That it bleeds over into not just critical race theory, but when we talk, I told you I really got into history in the last 3 or 4 years because it's so fascinating, and you realize you've been deprived of this. But like when you look at like decisions that were made and horrible things that happened that either happened in this country or other countries, we just get this little snapshot, or you just don't learn at all. All you learn is Betsy Ross and somebody couldn't tell a lie and somebody had wooden teeth, and then they kick you out of history class.
But the other side feels like they don't, and I'm not saying this is how I feel, the other side feels like if you teach critical race theory, then you are teaching your kids that their ancestors
But they don't teach that. They usually only teach that in law schools.
Right. And
so like we shouldn't be talking about this anyway.
Exactly. So
it's
that's the other side. So it's a really complex conversation, and I know we can have a longer conversation about it, but it's what I think won the election, so I'm glad that we're bringing it up and talking about it.
But would it be cool if like my kids learn about that in school, and Al, you come over and you're like, hey Al, I learned a little bit about African American history today, and you guys can have like a cool, intelligent conversation with a 10-year-old, a 12-year-old?
Yes, Jeff.
Do you know what I'm saying? I don't understand how it's like turned into a bad thing. I know this is very controversial, but again, what do I know? Lindsey Graham is a man.
Coming up on DBL, the stars stole the show at the Gucci Love Parade in LA, including Macaulay Culkin, Stephanie Jones. Yes, Stephanie Jones is breaking down the night's top looks. We'll be right back.
Closed captioning provided by
Okay, so we're just continuing the conversation because a lot of people wrote in. June says, tell kids how to think, not what to think. And I also want to say this. When you say parental rights...
I disagree with that when we're talking about history, though. It's not, you're not telling them what to think, but you can tell them what happened.
Yeah,
you can't give this opaque idea of... you can just say this is what happened.
Right.
What does the other side say? What am I getting wrong?
The other side said is if I teach critical race theory, pretend I'm someone who's against critical race theory.
Why is it critical race theory, not just history?
Because they branded it. They tried to make it a thing and they use it. It's a very, very, it's a branded thing to make it sound bad.
Is this meant to divide? Is that what's going on?
The name is meant to divide. To be honest, it's just what in college levels a lot of people learn is history is always taught by the victors, and we're learning from the other side as well.
Systemic racism in our culture was designed so that white people would stay in power. in essence. That's really
and
it.
also how it. Oh, go ahead, please.
No, it's extracting that piece, but it also, by extracting that piece, which is a major piece of history, you're also not contextualizing why things occurred the way that they did. Like, it's basically like being like, okay, well, we have two people who are exactly the same, but then there's a fundamental difference that we've decided as a culture that makes this person superior to that person. They want to extract that out so that it doesn't become divisive, or people, or basically so young children don't feel like their ancestors were bad people.
Yeah, racist.
Yeah, but it's a weird thing that we're talking about this, because most of the stuff that I've read up on with critical race theory, it was taught in law schools because it's about how it affected policy. And people that are going into the law need to understand public policy if you're going to be in any kind of litigation. So
like how the system works?
Or just like policy and like how housing discrimination, that's how we are here today. So lawyers need to understand that, but kids don't need to. But yet it's been
Welcome back to DBL. Our prompter's down, so apologies if I'm reading from the card. Welcome back to DBL. It was a very strange scene in Dallas yesterday where
couldn't do the welcome back to DBL off the top of your head?
I didn't know it. Did not know it. Did not know it. Hundreds of, stop it right now, QAnon believers lined up on the grassy knoll. You guys know this grassy knoll. It's the site of the JFK assassination. They believed that the president's late son, JFK Jr., would miraculously appear and that he would help Donald Trump take back power and agree to be his running mate. In case you don't remember, JFK Jr. died tragically in 1999, of course, in a terrible plane crash with his wife and her sister, Carolyn Bessette Kennedy, as well. Questions?
Yes, I do, actually. Thank you for asking. Thank you for asking. My first question is, why JFK Jr. and not JFK, especially given the location that they chose to come together on?
Because that's the site of where he was assassinated. I've tried to find the trail end of where it goes to JFK Jr., but for some reason within the QAnon believers, he's been a long-standing icon of someone that could help the Trump Republicans beat out everyone in the upcoming election. It's not just 2024, as you saw there, they had 2020 Trump Kennedy flags.
Right. I was going to ask, why 2020? Because as we know, we are in the year 2021.
Excellent point, Erica.
It costs money to get a flag reprinted, okay? I hope that answers your question. Honestly, I look at this, and a word that we never use when we look at these QAnon people is radicalization. It's only put upon young men, usually of the Muslim faith, but people were at home for a year and a half. They looked at YouTube and things like that, listened to podcasts over and over again, and now people are showing up thinking that JFK is going to show up and put Joe Biden in a hole and bring somebody from They really think this because they were radicalized at home, and they then closed their bubbles, made it a friend group that only thinks the same thing, and this is what groupthink does. This is the exact same thing that we're talking about when we start talking about cults. You don't talk to your family anymore. I haven't talked to my dad in 4 years because of this thing that I believe. You think there's another person out there that is infallible and everything that they say is true, even though they've been caught dead in a lie on videotape.
And everyone else is coming for you.
And everybody else is wrong. You're all right. This is baseline, basic cult stuff. We've seen it forever. It's just in a different form.
Does it scare
Sometimes you wear a different uniform. Sometimes it's a different guy.
Does it scare you that it's gotten this sort of normalized?
It can't, because it'll be around. Cults come and go.
Okay.
It's always a different thing. Some of them kill themselves. Some of them are to exploit young women. But they're all kind of the same thing. Some guy that's perfect that tells you this and everybody else is wrong. And this is where we are. It's just a new cult. We're not special as a generation. There'll be another two in another couple of years.
Listen, I'll wrap this up. It's insane.
Yes.
Okay, these people are insane. But if you get a chance to go there, check your schedule, make sure there's no rally going on, because it's very cool.
Fascinating. I've been to the museum. It's in the warehouse.
JFK got shot.
History.
Exactly right. Yes.
History. Go check it out.
History's interesting.
Very right. We'll be right back. Thanks for that. Very good time.
The U.S. ban on non-essential travel has been in place since early 2020. Come November 8th, the country is reopening to international travelers, but only those who are fully vaccinated. Those visitors will have to show proof of vaccination before getting on a plane to the U.S. They'll also have to show proof of a negative COVID test taken within 3 days of departure. There will be no quarantine mandate, but masks will be required, and so will enhanced contact tracing. That means, per CDC rules, airlines will have to collect information like phone numbers, emails, and U.S. addresses in case they need to follow up with passengers who may have been exposed to COVID-19. Vaccinated Americans have to follow those same guidelines when flying back to the U.S. The policy is more strict for unvaccinated American travelers. Specifically, they will have to show proof of a negative COVID test taken within 1 day of their U.S.-bound flight. They will also have to get tested again after coming back. Children younger than 18 are exempt from the new vaccine requirements, though they still need to get a COVID test. And that's Connecting the Dots.
I still love you so much, baby. I love you with all my heart, and I'm not giving up, and I'm going to find you. So just hold on.
That's Toni Jacobs. Her daughter, Keisha, has been missing for 5 years, but her case has sat in the dark until recently. Some say it's because Keisha is Black, and like so many missing people of color, these cases aren't given the same attention as their white counterparts. That's why all this month, DBL is dedicating our True Crime Chronicle series to missing people of color. Here's Keisha's story.
She always put that smile on my face. I miss those hugs. She's so skinny, but she had fat fingers. I miss playing with them fingers. I can honestly say the person that I was 5 years ago, I'm not now.
The day Keisha went missing was September 26th, 2016.
I came back home, which is around 8:30 when I got out of school. She was home. And me and her brother was talking to her, and then she made a couple calls and said that she was going over one of her friend's house. So she left, and I think I got a text from her probably like at 11:30, maybe a little before, letting me know she was good. And I told her again, just be safe. I love you, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. And she was like, okay, Mom, I'll talk to you tomorrow, and I love you.
12 hours pass, but Keisha doesn't come home.
My mom radar went off when it was like almost my lunchtime, and I hadn't heard from her. And she normally calls me, especially when she's gone somewhere. So by the time I got off at 5, I got home, I was like, Dad, you still ain't heard from your sister? He was like, no ma'am, I ain't heard from her. I said, her phone been going to voicemail all day.
As the 24-hour mark hits, Toni takes matters into her own hands.
So I woke up like maybe 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, and I put my clothes on, and I went knocking on people's doors that I knew about. And I called my sister, and I was like, I can't find Kiki. And I was hysterical. And she's like, go to the police precinct and report her missing. And when I got in there, I was crying, and I told the police officer, I was like, I can't find my daughter. He was like, how old is your daughter? I said, she just turned 21. He was like, looked at me like, how you know she just don't want to be bothered? I was like, because I'm her mother and I know her routine. So I literally had to pull my phone out and show this police officer that, look, this is my daughter. She calls me all day, every day.
It's been 48 hours since Toni has heard from Keisha.
Keisha's friends knocks at my door and tells me they dropped her off at a house off of Broad Street here in Richmond. And I was like, you know what? Let me put my shoes on. You're going to take me to this house. I go to this house and I knock on the door, and this male answered the door, and he said, yeah, I know Keisha. He was like, I saw her Monday at 5. I said, you're lying. Because at this point, I knew she was at home. Then he changed it to 5:30. Then it was 6. He just kept changing the time. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to do one better. I called the police. I called 911.
5 years come and go. Media coverage is non-existent, and the police leads grow cold.
To this day, I have no idea if the FBI was ever notified that my daughter was missing. They waited almost 2 years to say that it was foul play in her case when they knew from the beginning. It's a lonely feeling. It's a part of me that's missing. I'm broken, and I can't heal or begin to heal the way I need to until Keisha comes home.
So, where is Keisha? Earlier, we spoke with her mom to get the latest on her case. Take a look.
Tony, thank you for joining us here on DBL, despite, I can't even imagine what you've gone through these past 5 years. Now, 2 years ago, Tony, after Keisha went missing, police finally said there was foul play in her case. Why did it take them so long to believe that?
That's the question I'm trying to figure out as well. They pretty much knew from the beginning, within probably the first couple weeks, that it was foul play, that she didn't leave on her own. The police detectives actually told me this. It came out like on the anniversary 2 years after her disappearance, after a reporter brought it up to me. And I pretty much told him, I was like, ask the police chief. And then that's how it came out.
And Tony, what evidence did police find that finally gave them some sort of reason to suspect foul play?
They was able to get access into the home where that man and where Keisha was last seen at. And they said they found Keisha's DNA in the home. I asked them, was it enough to say, hey, you know, something drastic had happened? They was like, no, it's more like a struggle.
Wow. So as it stands today, are there any leads right now? Do police have any theories on where Keisha might be?
No. Only thing they'd mentioned to me was that it was a man that's incarcerated that had some information about her disappearance. I do believe that it was the gentleman that I talked to like that Wednesday after she went missing. So I believe it's that gentleman.
How do you find daily strength to keep fighting for answers, to not turn inward, to not just lose it, which you would be well within your rights. Right. Your strength is unbelievable. So like, can you tell me as a parent, where do you summon that from?
My love for my daughter. If I don't fight for her, who else gonna fight for her? Who better to fight for her than the one that loves her? It's without a doubt that I have to do what I have to do, because I used to tell people that when Keisha was little, she used to get in trouble in school. And I tell her, don't you talk back to that teacher. And she'd be like telling the teacher, all right, I'm gonna go tell my mama, wait till my mama get up here. My mama gonna handle you. So in my mind, that's what she's probably telling these people, whoever got her or wherever she's at, don't worry about it, my mama coming. My mama is coming for you, trust me.
And she is.
And you are, yeah.
Tony, how can we help, not only us personally, but also our entire DBL nation? How can we help you find Keisha?
Just be on the lookout. She's 21, or she was 21 when she went missing. Doesn't mean that she wasn't taken against her will. Pay attention and don't be scared to get involved. If you see something that don't look right, call the police. If it was your family member, your child, your cousin, your aunt, you would want somebody to help you. So I just want the help.
Please, DBL Nation, this is a call to action. Help Tony find her daughter. Visit their Facebook page. Help find Keisha Jacobs. Let's help keep her story alive. Tony, thank you so much for joining us today. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
meant as advice for people lost or stranded was shared thousands of times on social media. The viral post even reached the Facebook page of a local police department. If you're stranded with low cell battery and you've already called 911, the message says next you should change your voicemail to contain important information. The message claims, quote, even if your cell phone dies or stops working, voicemail still works, unquote. So, should you change your voicemail if you're lost or stranded? Let's verify. We went to these sources for an answer. And they say, no, you should not change your voicemail if you're lost or stranded, especially if you have low battery or no signal. Here's why. Voicemail uses more battery than text, and voicemail will not update if you don't have a signal. So after calling 911, our experts say, try texting 911. Since the FCC requires cell phone carriers to transmit 911 calls or texts, it's possible that a text to emergency services will get through even if you have no signal. That's because you may be in another provider's service area. The FCC warns not every location supports text to 911. With your Verify, I'm Ariane Till. Guaranteed paid family leave, and more specifically, paid maternity leave, is a legislative priority for President Joe Biden. In a June tweet, the president called it a disgrace that, quote, the United States is the only industrialized country in the world with no national paid family leave policy, unquote. But is that true? Let's verify. We went to these sources for an answer. The World Policy Analysis Center is a university partnership that creates databases on social policies around the world. According to the center's data, only 8 countries, including the U.S., do not guarantee any paid family leave. The other 7 are Papua New Guinea, Suriname, and 5 island nations in the Pacific Ocean. What the U.S. does have is 12 weeks of unpaid job-protected leave for the birth of a newborn child. But that law only extends to employees at public agencies, public and private schools, and at companies with 50 or more employees. That leaves out many small businesses. So we can verify, yes, the U.S. is the only industrialized country to not guarantee paid family leave. With your Fast Fact, I'm Ariane Till.
This November, don't miss a minute of DBL. I cannot wait.
You want to play it safe? Nah, girl, we want to know.
You don't feel like that's a little bit weird?
No. I got to agree with Tori here.
Hey, stop. I don't want to hear it.
Here's how I feel. Okay, stop.
I know.
You mean like hooligans?
Is the hooligan problem under control?
There's no such thing as ghosts. I'm talking about.
We're off to a good start. DBL is always all new every day. Welcome back to DBL. We do have to give a big shout out to the Atlanta Braves.
Yes.
Won the World Series against the Astros in Houston.
All right.
Look at you.
She was so proud. She has no other information.
But she had to say, welcome back to DBL on the card.
All right, if you're leaving us, you can watch the second half of the show online. Watch on YouTube, dailyblastlive.com, or our DBL mobile app. But if you're sticking around, you're way cooler. Here's what's coming up. Lady Gaga opens up House of Gucci affecting her mental health, how she changed her life to stay in character. And romance rumors continue to swirl around Pete Davidson and Kim Kardashian. How has Pete become Hollywood's biggest heartthrob?
Research suggests that plastic barriers are not that effective at stopping COVID-19. In fact, they may be making some situations worse. We now know the virus spreads through small particles in the air. Good airflow and ventilation can help get rid of them. Now scientists tell the New York Times that those plastic barriers can actually cut off airflow in a room, trapping virus particles in concentrated areas. And those shields aren't blocking as many germs as you may think. Plastic can be great for stopping something like a cough or sneeze, but it does very little to stop the virus particles an infected person emits just by breathing. Those particles are going to waft over and under the barrier, often in a more concentrated way. These new findings have big implications for the school year. In fact, studies from Johns Hopkins suggest classrooms with screens on desks actually had an increased risk of coronavirus infection. Researchers say schools should instead focus on improving airflow, wearing masks, and encouraging vaccinations to keep COVID out of the classroom. I'm Audrey Castoreno, and that's Connecting the Dots.
This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Get real.
You all ready for this? Dun 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 dun. No.
Y'all, just stop.
This is a sham.
Welcome to Daily Blast Live. I am Tori in bright yellow in for Sam today, and I'm here with Al, Jeff, and Erica. Let's get started because this story is everywhere. The Kim K. Pete Davidson rumor mill. What is a rumor mill?
So where they gin up rumors.
Okay. Is heating up. We showed you on Monday the two were spotted holding hands on a roller coaster ride at a theme park in California. Now the two were spotted having dinner in Staten Island at one of Pete's favorite spots. Now TMZ asked Kim if she and Pete were more than just friends, but she didn't respond. Now this is just the latest high-profile romance from the SNL star. As you remember, he was engaged to Ariana Grande back in 2018, but broke it off a few months later. He also dated Kate Beckinsale in 2019 when he was 25 and she was 45, but said the age difference wasn't a factor in their breakup. He then briefly dated Cindy Crawford's daughter, Kaya Gerber. So we have to ask, what is the allure of Pete Davidson? The New York Post even called him the Warren Beatty of his generation. Sorry. I think this is just Kim jealous of Kourtney and saying, hold my beer, I'll go make out with a skinny rocker dude.
But no, it's bigger than that, Erica.
That's exactly what
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
Exactly
what is
You
this?
agree with Tori?
I do agree with Tori.
I think it's going to be a little romance.
This
I
is
think they're at least figure out what's going on with Pete. Do you know what I'm saying?
Listen.
What? Well, you wouldn't?
Why are you looking at me?
I'm just saying, if you're on a roller coaster, maybe you're like, whoa, what's going on? You know,
on the loop.
Yeah, you got to figure it out.
There's, you guys correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like Pete Davidson, he leveled up when he got his first supermodel girlfriend, whichever the first one there've been so many.
Ariana?
Right. But then after that, now he's in a different category where now he can only date those women, and those women now want to date him because you guys push each other up. So every time that he dates somebody, his stock rises, and now he's at the point where his stock is high enough where it's intersecting with Kim Kardashian, who is single.
Okay, hold on.
Well, I agree with Al too.
He was just a comic in New York, and his star went up, and Kim was coming too. Now she was already up there, but like once he hit that big Ariana, and they intersected.
That's the pinnacle of Pete Davidson. The Ariana.
Somebody make that a T-shirt.
Totally a T-shirt. I think both can be true, but I do think she's jealous of Kourtney's attention with this Travis Barker, and she loves press. I don't blame her.
It is
she's
sus.
Trying to get it. Yeah,
it's very sus. The timing,
don't
know, because Kim has definitely had a type for quite some time.
Right.
And now all of a sudden, Kourtney's getting her shine, and Kourtney's shine is long overdue.
Agreed.
Kourtney has been laying in wait for decades. Let her have her tall, skinny, or her skinny white guy with tattoos. Okay, let her have her thing.
Why does Kim have a type? I don't think she has a type. She was rumored to be dating Van Jones. She's rumored to be dating Pete.
We've already gone over
Chris
this.
Humphries, it was a 7'2" backup center.
I'm simply
Lamar
saying.
Odom. What do these men have in common?
He wasn't with Lamar Odom.
Wait, I'm just throwing out men.
Yeah, you're throwing out a whole lot of kahooey is what you're doing.
There's no type between all the men I just listed minus Lamar. There's no type.
There's one.
There is one. Okay.
There is one type.
So,
it's ironic that you're the one who's sitting up here at this table saying that.
Sam's gonna kill me. All right, some celebs, speaking of celebs, walked the runway for the Gucci Love Parade fashion show. You were not in LA last night. So we brought in, of course, our fashion guru. Ladies and gentlemen, Stephanie Jones is here to break down the best looks. Hello, Stephanie.
It sounds like Al should be doing this because he was there, right? Well, Tori, the stars strutted their stuff down Hollywood's Walk of Fame, showing off Gucci's ready-to-wear spring collection. So, starting with Macaulay Culkin, who wowed the runway with this shiny Hawaiian print jacket and his shirt. Look at that. Good. And actress Jodie Turner-Smith looked like a haute couture version of, well, Big Bird. Now, that is something you can just chuck on and just head down to the shop to grab a pint of milk, kind of. But if you've got it, I say flaunt it. She looks amazing. And then there's Jared Leto, who plays Paolo Gucci in the upcoming House of Gucci film. He's looking dapper, and I was into those like twisted trousers with like the little lace down the front or something. cool. And on the sidelines, Lizzo came out in a head-to-toe Gucci print dress. And then there was Serena Williams. She stunned us with those oversized sleeves. And then there was Dakota Johnson. She was spotted posing with Gwyneth Paltrow. Now, Dakota, as we know, is dating Gwyneth's ex, Chris Martin. And okay, she just stole the show because she recycled her red velvet Gucci suit that she wore back in 1996 for the VMAs. So I mean, talk about being thrifty. It looks good. Fabulous. That just goes to show Gucci doesn't go out of style. What do you lot think about these looks?
Well, Gucci does not go out of style, but let's talk about what Steph Jones is wearing.
Yes!
Because are you Gucci? You are Gucci'd out head to toe, doll. Tell us about this look.
It's like Father, Son, and House of Gucci. I am so ready for the movie. I'm living for it. They brought like the old school Hollywood. I mean, I'm not old school Hollywood, but I feel like I'm a bit 60s.
Yeah, you look fantastic.
Yes.
I also gotta say that I'm really into Kieran Culkin from Succession, and Macaulay Culkin looked fabulous.
What a move. Just pulling him out of woodwork. I don't even know, but I loved it.
Looks great.
I do have a question, and Steph, you and I have talked about this before. I do not understand why more women, especially the ones on the panel, and you, Steph, you have one, have a tailored suit. I think a suit.
You don't understand?
I think it should be a bigger. I think when you go to a gala or something, I think there should be half women in dresses, half in suits. I think it just looks.
Like a Catherine Hepburn.
It looks like it's such a good look.
All women should be wearing suits.
Yeah. I think it's such a great look.
Love a suit. I have rocked suits on this show.
Yeah.
I don't know which budget person Steph talked to about her outfit, but suits are expensive. Okay, they are pricey.
They are.
Real quickly.
A good one that's going to last you like that one is going to be a pretty penny, but oh, look at that. Over a decade later, it looks fabulous.
Amazing. Yes. All right. You did Gucci. Thank you so much, Stephanie. Speaking of Gucci, Lady Gaga says she really got into character for her role in House of Gucci, so much so that she's spoken in an Italian accent for 9 months. Here's a look at Gaga in the preview for the film. Take a look.
It was a name that sounded so sweet, so seductive. Synonymous with worth, style, power. But that name was a curse too.
Ooh, I can't wait to see this. Gaga is featured on the cover of the December issue of British Vogue. She told the magazine she stayed in character off camera and even lived as Patrizia Reggiani for 1.5 years before filming. Meanwhile, the real-life Patrizia told an Italian website, yes, she was annoyed that Lady Gaga never met with her to prepare for the role. I was really shocked by this because if you're going to commit and go method, usually you study everything, and she chose to purposely not meet the person she was playing. I would have been kind of ticked off too.
I was gonna say, Jeff, you're like a real actor. Like, what do you do?
No,
you are. You've been in movies. I don't want to hear. You're an actor. How do you get into character? Like,
I would have contacted this woman. I would have contacted Patrizia. But to go 9 months with an Italian accent and not do that, I guess everyone has their own way of doing things. I'm not into the whole method theory, even though Daniel Day-Lewis is probably the best actor ever.
Amen.
He does that. But I wouldn't like being on set and someone's getting breakfast and they're in their character. This whole thing with her dogs happened while this all went. You know what I mean? So they're like, what happened? Hello? What happened to my dog? You know, like, could you get Stephanie on the phone, please? Something happened to your dog. We got to talk to her.
I wonder if she stayed in
Just to tell me now.
She said she did, which is so interesting, huh?
You know she loved it.
Yeah, she did.
I'm gonna have to find something to play for 1.5 years.
Yeah, she did.
There's no way she handled that.
I've been playing talk shows.
I can't wait for that. Coming up on DBL, we got Lorraine Newman.
Yes.
She's here live. What was it like behind the scenes of SNL and working with Bill Murray? Don't go anywhere.
Closed captioning provided by
So we ran out. I wanted to give a shout out to Gwyneth Paltrow for recycling her outfit from
Upcycling.
Upcycling?
She called it upcycling.
Well, yeah, that's the classic from 20 years ago because this is from 3 years ago and I can't even button it. This was in the back.
Yeah, it's a real thing. Like your clothes are the only thing that don't. Your spouse will be like, "You look great, honey." Only your suit jacket will be like, "Hey, buddy."
I forgot my clothes. I came here this morning. I'm like, dude, I totally forgot my clothes.
Yeah.
And this was just in the back. Yeah, I just forgot it. So this was in the back, and I was like, well, there we go. Watch out, because this button's about to pop.
But you know what it is when we do our DBL montages and like you just go, whoa, that was like, because your face almost balloons and gets smaller as you like go through the years and the shots. You're like, oh, that was a rough winter I was going through. And then sometimes you're like, I look great.
Yeah, I go up and down.
It's a weird thing because we've actually filmed it ourselves every single day. So you kind of, when you put that all together, you see like the full.
You're just like.
But people definitely. I remember. I think I told you guys. I got picked up by an Uber, and the gentleman driving goes, "Oh, I watch your show every day," and I was like, "Oh, thanks." And he goes, "So you've gained weight, huh?" I was like, "What?" And I was on my way to, and I was like, "Yeah," and I'm going to lunch right now. So how about that?
Talk about it on me.
Like people notice.
Can I say at the wedding, someone came up to me and goes, "Oh my God, you look so much prettier in person. It's your face." And isn't that mean?
It's not me. I just think.
Everyone
I think sometimes things don't come out right.
They said your face.
She 1,000%. It's your face. And I was really like, what
They
does
said
that
you
mean?
look prettier in person. It's your face.
And then she goes, "It's the face. Swear on my mother's life, it's your face."
But that's probably not what she meant.
Yes, she said.
On the floor! The bed is on my foot!
Couldn't you give me some pea soup? It's right over there.
The bed is on my
Jeepers!
Maybe now we can be friends, huh?
That's
what
right.
do you say?
Suck
Welcome back to DBL. She is one of Saturday Night Live's original cast members and has dazzled audiences throughout the decades with her hilarious characters and comedy. Ladies and gentlemen, Lorraine Newman joins us live. Lorraine, welcome to the show. I hear you're in a closet.
Thank
is that
you so
right?
much.
You're in a closet right now?
I am coming to you from my professional recording studio in Century City, known as my closet.
It sounds great, though. It sounds wonderful.
It does. Okay, so Lorraine, your former SNL castmate Dan Aykroyd recently said that he thinks hurtful comedy should get canceled altogether, and we were wondering what you thought about that take.
I did not hear him say that. I don't think that mean comedy is funny, but it's all very subjective, and what would constitute hurtful and mean to one person might not be so for someone else.
True.
If that's the most diplomatic answer I can give. I mean, you know, there is something very juvenile about comedy, and that can get to be hurtful, but if you understand that it is coming from a place of the bluntness of the adolescent, so to speak, you don't have to feel so bad about it.
Smart.
I mean, that's full disclosure, Lorraine. I actually just listened to a podcast of yours with Dana Gould. Maybe it was like an hour and a half. I listened to it a couple weeks ago, so I'm a big fan coming into this interview. So I just, and I'm glad I'm talking to you because I wanted to ask you about this. Your new memoir, "May You Live in Interesting Times," speaks about your experiences on SNL, on Saturday Night Live. But one thing I really wanted you to talk about was you said that your car was robbed before your audition and they stole all of your material.
No.
Like and you still had to go into the audition. So please, as somebody that's in entertainment, that's my worst fear.
Okay, well, actually, I did not know I was auditioning when Lorne first saw me at the Groundlings and came to see me a second time. That was my audition, unbeknownst to me.
Wow.
And then when I got there, he was the only person who knew my work. So he said it'd be a good idea to do a show for the writers, which was a very reasonable thing to ask. But I had all my written material and costumes in my car, and the car was stolen. So it was just, I want to say a you-know-what show, but I don't know what the limitations are for.
Appreciate you.
That's about it. That's about the limit.
Yeah, you met it.
True pro.
Yeah, but you made it. You're here. That's awesome.
Well, Lorraine, first I have to say, I am mildly obsessed with your daughter, Hannah. By mildly,
thank you. So am I.
Just majorly. What she brings to the screen is really, it's got to serve you to be so proud, because there's so much of you in her. So I just wanted to say.
Thank you. I'm so flattered. I don't see any of me in her, and I am blown away by her talent, because really this was something that she did not come to early. She was an athlete and into broadcast journalism, and then she found stand-up, and then, open mics, creating shows. She just did everything that she was supposed to do and got a really unbelievable result. And I'm so proud of her.
This moment. I love this moment. Well, what's it like hanging out with your former SNL co-star, Bill Murray?
Oh, he's very unpredictable, but, we've all mellowed in our dotage. And, he'll come to town and call me, and we'll go have dinner, at a restaurant down the street from where I live that he likes a lot, Carmine's. And, there was a time when you took your life in your hands. But those days are really over, and it's wonderful.
Oh, sorry. So I was going to say,
there are a lot of silences.
We're still thinking about Carmine's in Chicago.
We're like, Carmine's, yeah. So I've actually been one of those very fortunate souls who met Bill Murray, but Sam, our co-host, has a lifelong dream to meet him. So can you help us get him on the show for her?
Well, he is an enigma wrapped in a mystery.
Yes.
So you either don't hear from him for a year and a half, or you hear from him twice in a month. I wouldn't know how to tell you.
That's
fair.
That's a fair answer.
Totally
That's
an
honest answer.
Let's talk about your new Netflix show, Ridley Jones. You voice an astronaut monkey named Peaches.
Yes.
I would love to be there for the concept of this. So would you mind channeling Peaches to tell parents out there why their kids should be watching this show? Maybe a little Peaches for us.
All right, let me see.
Well, Peaches is an astronaut, but she's afraid of heights.
Wow.
So they deal with a lot of kids' fears in a very nice way. Relatable.
Now, that Century City VO booth is killing it, girl.
You're hired.
Let me just say, I always try and get VO auditions and I never get booked.
Never
and then when I saw that, I'm like, oh, there's somebody way better than me. Okay. Thank you for
Let me just give you an idea of the competition out there. There was one day at my agency where I auditioned for the role of a 5-year-old British girl, 17-year-old Scottish boy, and an 80-year-old Russian woman. And when I was done, I said to the person recording me, "How many people here can do that?"
Yeah.
And she said 5.
Oh, yeah.
And that's just our agency.
Yeah.
So,
Wow. That's why I've never heard back.
The people who work in this are so good.
Yeah.
So
That's
good.
unbelievable.
I've never
And you're one of them, for sure.
Unbelievable
She just went
transformation.
right to
Just
character.
transformed in front of our eyes. Lorraine, thank you so much for chatting with us. It's been such an honor. And for everyone watching at home, please remember to get Lorraine's new book on Audible. And if you have kids, don't forget to check out Ridley Jones. It's out now on Netflix. It looks very good and sounds even better. We'll be right back. Thanks, Lorraine.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
The The U.S. ban on non-essential travel has been in place since early 2020. Come November 8th, the country is reopening to international travelers, but only those who are fully vaccinated. Those visitors will have to show proof of vaccination before getting on a plane to the U.S. They'll also have to show proof of a negative COVID test taken within 3 days of departure. There will be no quarantine mandate, but masks will be required, and so will enhanced contact tracing. That means, per CDC rules, airlines will have to collect information like phone numbers, emails, and U.S. addresses in case they need to follow up with passengers who may have been exposed to COVID-19. Vaccinated Americans have to follow those same guidelines when flying back to the U.S. The policy is more strict for unvaccinated American travelers. Specifically, they will have to show proof of a negative COVID test taken within 1 day of their U.S.-bound flight. They will also have to get tested again after coming back. Children younger than 18 are exempt from the new vaccine requirements, though they still need to get a COVID test. And that's Connecting the Dots.
I gotta sit up straight. I never know where Rob is. All right, welcome back to DBL. It's open enrollment season, and if you're a Medicare beneficiary and not comparison shopping for new plans, sit down, listen up, because it's time for some helpful healthcare tips presented by Health Markets, your insurance marketplace. So open enrollment just means it's the time of the year for all Americans to reevaluate what coverage is best for them. If you have Medicare and you need to pick a plan, it's important to remember you have options, and comparison shopping can help you save hundreds of dollars on premiums and prescription payments. So go ahead, hop online, start comparing healthcare plans. Health Markets can help you find a plan in minutes. Just call 1-800-390-9633 or log on to healthmarkets.com. I've done this on Health Markets for my health, and you literally arrow it and click, and it'll compare whichever ones you want right across the board. So you can be like prescription payments, doctor's visits. So it's very, very helpful. Really, it is.
Right. It's important. Find out the best plan, because you'll save money and take that money and go on vacation.
Well said, Al. Well said.
That's what I would do. That's what I do.
I do want to.
That's my motivation for looking for a good
plan. Is that right?
Yes,
Vacation?
I save money, take that money and go on vacation.
We'll be right back. I'm going to go on vacation.
Oh, you can't go.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by A
message meant as advice for people lost or stranded was shared thousands of times on social media. The viral post even reached the Facebook page of a local police department. If you're stranded with low cell battery and you've already called 911, the message says next you should change your voicemail to contain important information. The message claims, quote, even if your cell phone dies or stops working, voicemail still works, unquote. So, should you change your voicemail if you're lost or stranded? Let's verify. We went to these sources for an answer, and they say, no, you should not change your voicemail if you're lost or stranded, especially if you have low battery or no signal. Here's why. Voicemail uses more battery than text, and voicemail will not update if you don't have a signal. So after calling 911, our experts say, try texting 911. Since the FCC requires cell phone carriers to transmit 911 calls or texts, it's possible that a text to emergency services will get through even if you have no signal. That's because you may be in another provider's service area. The FCC warns not every location supports text to 911. With your Verify, I'm Ariane Till. Guaranteed paid family leave, and more specifically, paid maternity leave, is a legislative priority for President Joe Biden. In a June tweet, the president called it a disgrace that, quote, the United States is the only industrialized country in the world with no national paid family leave policy, unquote. But is that true? Let's verify. We went to these sources for an answer. The World Policy Analysis Center is a university partnership that creates databases on social policies around the world. According to the center's data, only 8 countries, including the U.S., do not guarantee any paid family leave. The other 7 are Papua New Guinea, Suriname, and 5 island nations in the Pacific Ocean. What the U.S. does have is 12 weeks of unpaid job-protected leave for the birth of a newborn child. But that law only extends to employees at public agencies, public and private schools, and at companies with 50 or more employees. That leaves out many small businesses. So we can verify, yes, the U.S. is the only industrialized country to not guarantee paid family leave. With your Fast Fact, I'm Ariande Till.
This November, don't miss a minute of DBL.
I cannot wait.
You want to play it safe? Nah, girl, we want to know.
You don't feel like that's a little bit weird?
No. I got to agree with Tori here. Hey, stop. I don't want to hear it.
Here's how I feel. Okay, stop.
I know.
You mean like hooligans?
Is the hooligan problem under control?
There's no such thing as goats. I'm talking about.
We're off to a good start. DBL is always all new every day.
Tomorrow on DBL, talk show legend Maury Povich is here. How he keeps his cool when the guests go wild. And we're chatting live with actor Tony Hale. What will he reveal about the highly anticipated Hocus Pocus 2? Find out tomorrow on DBL. That's Buster Bluth for you Arrested Development fans. Welcome back to DBL. Before we go, would you want to stay in Carrie Bradshaw's apartment? For 2 nights only, Airbnb is renting out a replica of Carrie's New York brownstone for $23 a night. Guests will be greeted by a video message from SJP herself. The stay includes a styling session, a photo shoot, and of course, Cosmo.
I have follow-up questions.
Erica Cobb.
Is it the brownstone apartment pre-renovation or post-renovation? Because pre-renovation, I can understand $23 a month.
Because it was disgusting.
A night.
Right.
But post-renovation, you know, after she got the sweaters out of the oven, now that is a big ticket item.
I mean, $23 for a shoot and everything?
No.
Styling?
What? Did you read that right?
Yeah, I know.
$23.
Yeah.
Like, that's like 2 meals at Chick-fil-A. That's a lot. That's not that much to stay overnight.
Yeah.
It's a replica.
I would think it would be like $4 grand. Do you know how much people would pay for that?
I know, for a shoot and a styling session.
But this is a promo, isn't it? Like,
you don't need a promo. The show has promoted it.
But the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air house
Carrie
was like
Bradshaw.
Yeah,
$10 too.
It was. We're going to keep arguing. We're new every day. Bye, guys.
Research suggests that plastic barriers are not that effective at stopping COVID-19. In fact, they may be making some situations worse. We now know the virus spreads through small particles in the air. Good airflow and ventilation can help get rid of them. Now scientists tell the New York Times that those plastic barriers can actually cut off airflow in a room, trapping virus particles in concentrated areas. And those shields aren't blocking as many germs as you may think. Plastic can be great for stopping something like a cough or sneeze, but it does very little to stop the virus particles an infected person emits just by breathing. Those particles are going to waft over and under the barrier, often in a more concentrated way. These new findings have big implications for the school year. In fact, studies from Johns Hopkins suggest classrooms with screens on desks actually had an increased risk of coronavirus infection. Researchers say schools should instead focus on improving airflow, wearing masks, and encouraging vaccinations to keep COVID out of the classroom. I'm Audrey Castoreno, and that's Connecting the Dots.
what we're talking about today on Daily Blast Live.
Governor's race results are in, with Virginia shocking the nation. What could this mean for the future of the White House? Hundreds gather in Dallas to see JFK Jr. emerge from the dead. How did this conspiracy draw such a big crowd? A mom's desperate search for answers after her daughter's disappearance, why her case sat in the dark for years. And joining us live today from the original SNL cast, Lorraine Newman. Welcome to Daily Blast Live. It's Wednesday, November 3rd. I am Tori in for Sam today, and I'm here with Al, Jeff, Erica. How is everyone?
Feeling good.
Great. It's cold in here.
It's freezing, so let's warm up by talking a lot, right? So last night was big for Republicans in the race for governor of Virginia. Republican Glenn Youngkin won, beating out former governor Terry McAuliffe. But in New Jersey, the race for governor is still too close to call at the time of our taping. It's like down to hundreds at this point with New Jersey, just so you know. Here's the deal. If both of these states go for Republicans, that's a really big upset because both states have been reliably blue. So this was an indictment of President Biden and his agenda, or was it? A lot of people saying, woo, woo, red alarm bells, fire alarm bells, panic time.
Lights or bells?
Yeah,
both,
that sounds
guys.
like a party, actually.
I'm just saying,
yeah,
Virginia
I be
was,
there.
It sounds great, but Virginia was won by Biden by 10 points. This time, white women took it by 15 points to the Republicans. That shows you a sleepy base, not interested. Even Obama went out and spoke. No one came out to vote.
Well, I think you hit it right on the head. I mean, reliably Democrat, plus you add political fatigue.
Yes.
And the idea that, well, if this is the way it's always been, this is the way it'll always be. So, yeah, when people aren't going out to vote, I'm sure next time around there's going to be some incentive to do so.
Right. But when Biden, to me, and I hate to say this, feels not exciting. He's not revving the base. He's not energizing the party to get up and go. You got to get people to get up their couches and vote.
Yeah, some people don't want that in their politicians, though. Like, I don't need my president to be giving me the Rudy halftime speech. I don't need to be excited. I need for you to handle your business so I don't have to think about it. And I think that's where a lot of people were tired with Trump, was like, a lot of people were like, I don't want to know who the attorney general is. I don't. I have 3 kids. I have 4 jobs. And I think a lot of times when we start talking about our politicians, not only do we have to put them in office, but then we feel like we have to constantly monitor them because they go off the rails all the time. And I think a lot of people like myself are frustrated. I voted yesterday in the midterms, and I saw the numbers at the time that I voted. I think 30% of the population here in Colorado voted. So when you start talking about motivated bases, the people that show up and yell at people at school board meetings and yell a lot and are on Facebook and they block their niece, those people are out voting in the midterm. So we're going to see a swing towards what they think because the other adults in the village are busy.
Well, you mentioned like motivating people. I like that, like halftime speech type of guy or woman or whatever it may be. I like to be inspired, right? On the other side, man, I don't want my president falling asleep at summit meetings, okay? And we don't bring that up a lot because it gets a little taboo to talk about. But I think it's so...
This is the place to talk about it.
Exactly.
Please.
Exactly, right? So when we look at the media, we have to remember that it's 10% of people making 90% of the content. There is no like back and forth conversation. That's not what social media is for. This is what it's for, right? My president fell asleep. I want to talk about that a little bit. But if you say that, you're automatically labeled a Trumper and the labels start falling on you, right? So it's hard to have an honest conversation about what's going on in America without getting labels thrown on top of you. So I think that's where we're at. And I think some of the voting that you saw is some of the pushback from that, in my opinion.
A reflection of that.
That's interesting.
I think that's really interesting. Now, a lot of parents in Virginia, parents listen up, are saying the governor's race actually came down to education and a parent's right to have a say over what's being taught in schools, and more specifically, whether critical race theory, you might have heard that, should be taught. So what does that term mean? You might have heard of it, but you don't know what it means. This is the gist of it. Critical race theory is a way of thinking about America's history through the lens of racism. So the question is, should parents have a say in what's being taught in schools? And this is a huge debate because if you don't know parental rights, that phrase has become another "let's go Brandon," a code for we don't want critical race theory, and that's what won him the election.
How are you going to take over parental rights? I mean, come on. Let's be real, okay? You know, the critical race theory, obviously, our memories are so short because remember what we were talking about this time last year, how parents were at home with their kids and they were going to school, and a lot of parents were complaining that they were unable to help their children with their work past like the 3rd or 4th grade. Now parents want to be in charge of the curriculum. Is that what we're talking about here? Critical race theory contextualizes every aspect of what has happened in this country. When I was in school, I went to quite a few predominantly white schools, and no one was concerned about my feelings every February when we watched the same video over and over, and I had 28 eyes staring at me to see how I was going to react. So the idea that so much of this is being like held from our children because they can't handle it. Have you spoken to a 12-year-old lately? Right. It's impressive what they can handle.
Al, you have a 12-year-old, don't you?
Yeah, 13 and 14, and it's so interesting. And Jeff, I wanted to hear your thoughts on critical race theory, but yes, 12 and 13-year-olds are way ahead of where we were. They're not having this conversation. They had this conversation like 2 years ago.
Yeah, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you, man. We were talking a little bit before the show. I don't know the definition of critical race theory, okay? It's such a taboo word and subject to get into. I'm all for expanding education and learning about the world
context.
and our own history here in America. I think that's cool. I think I would have got along better if I knew the world the way it was, right? The way it was. I think back then we didn't think we'd have the tools we have now. Now the world is so small. We could get a picture of anywhere in the world. We could talk to anyone in the world, right? I didn't know Pol Pot. I didn't know Khmer Rouge when I was going to school. Maybe I did. Maybe I just didn't pay attention. I didn't know till I got to Cambodia. I think it's great to learn about the world, but also our very own history that happened in America. I don't understand how that correlates into
the other
bad
because there's a shame, Jeff, and I think that
that's what I'm not understanding.
That it bleeds over into not just critical race theory, but when we talk, I told you I really got into history in the last 3 or 4 years because it's so fascinating, and you realize you've been deprived of this. But like when you look at like decisions that were made and horrible things that happened, that either happened in this country or other countries, we just get this little snapshot, or you just don't learn at all. All you learn is Betsy Ross and somebody couldn't tell a lie and somebody had wooden teeth, and then they kick you out of history class.
But the other side feels like they don't, and I'm not saying this is how I feel, the other side feels like if you teach critical race theory, then you are teaching your kids that their ancestors
But they don't teach that. They usually only teach that in law schools.
Right. And
so like we shouldn't be talking about this anyway.
Exactly. So that's the other side. So it's a really complex conversation, and I know we can have a longer conversation about it, but it's what I think won the election, so I'm glad that we're bringing it up and talking about it.
But would it be cool if like my kids learn about that in school, and Al, you come over and you're like, hey Al, I learned a little bit about African American history today, and you guys can have like a cool, intelligent conversation with a 10-year-old, a 12-year-old?
Yes, Jeff.
You know what I'm saying? I don't understand how it's like turned into a bad thing. I know this is very controversial, but again, what do I know? Lindsey Graham is a man.
Coming up on DBL, the stars stole the show at the Gucci Love Parade in LA, including Macaulay Culkin, Stephanie Jones. Yes, Stephanie Jones is breaking down the night's top looks. We'll be right back.
Closed captioning.
Conversation, because a lot of people wrote in. June says, "Tell kids how to think, not what to think." And I also want to say this: when you say parental rights,
I disagree with that when we're talking about history, though. It's not you're not telling them what to think, but you can tell them what happened. You can't give this opaque idea of what. Like you can just say this is what happened.
Right.
What does the other side say? What am I getting wrong?
The other side said is if I teach critical race theory, pretend I'm someone who's against critical race theory.
Why is it critical race theory, not just history?
Because they branded it. They tried to make it a thing, and they use it. It's a very, very, it's a branded thing to make it sound bad.
Is this meant to divide? Is that what's going on?
The name is meant to divide. To be honest, it's just what in college levels a lot of people learn is history is always taught by the victors, and we're learning from the other side as well.
Systemic racism in our culture was designed so that white people would stay in power. In essence, that's really it.
Also how it, go ahead, please.
No, it's extracting that piece, but it also, by extracting that piece, which is a major piece of history, you're also not contextualizing why things occurred the way that they did. Like, it's basically like being like, okay, well, we have two people who are exactly the same, but then there's a fundamental difference that we've decided as a culture that makes this person superior to that person. They want to extract that out so that it doesn't become divisive, or people, or basically so young children don't feel like their ancestors were bad people.
Yeah, racist.
Yeah, but it's a weird thing that we're talking about this, because most of the stuff that I've read up on with critical race theory, it was taught in law schools because it's about how it affected policy. And people that are going into the law need to understand public policy if you're going to be in any kind of litigation. So
like how the system works?
Or just like policy and like how housing discrimination, that's how we are here today. So lawyers need to understand that, but kids don't need to. But yet
Don't miss a minute of DBL.
I cannot wait.
Nah, girl, we want to know.
You don't feel like that's a little bit weird?
Stop. Get
There's no
away
such thing
from
as
that.
ghosts. I'm talking about
DBL is always all new every day.
Welcome back to DBL. Our prompter is down, so apologies if I'm reading from the card. Welcome back to DBL. It was a very strange scene in Dallas yesterday where
couldn't do the welcome back to DBL off the top of your head?
I didn't know it. Did not know it. Did not know it. Hundreds of, stop it right now, QAnon believers lined up on the grassy knoll. You guys know this grassy knoll. It's the site of the JFK assassination. They believed that the president's late son, JFK Jr., would miraculously appear and that he would help Donald Trump take back power and agree to be his running mate. In case you don't remember, JFK Jr. died tragically in 1999, of course, in a terrible plane crash with his wife and her sister, Carolyn Bessette Kennedy, as well. Questions?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Actually, thank you for asking. Thank you for asking. My first question is, why JFK Jr. and not JFK, especially given the location that they chose to come together on?
Because that's the site of where he was assassinated. I've tried to find the trail end of where it goes to JFK Jr., but for some reason within the QAnon believers, he's been a long-standing icon of someone that could help the Trump Republicans beat out everyone in the upcoming election. It's not just 2024, as you saw there, they had 2020 Trump Kennedy flags.
Right. I was going to ask, why 2020? Because as we know, we are in the year 2021.
Excellent point, Erica.
It costs money to get a flag reprinted, okay? I hope that answers your question. Honestly, I look at this, and a word that we never use when we look at these QAnon people is radicalization. It's only put upon young men, usually of the Muslim faith, but people were at home for a year and a half. They looked at YouTube and things like that, listened to podcasts over and over again, and now people are showing up thinking that JFK is going to show up and put Joe Biden in a hole and bring somebody from They really think this because they were radicalized at home, and they then closed their bubbles, made it a friend group that only thinks the same thing, and this is what groupthink does. This is the exact same thing that we're talking about when we start talking about cults. You don't talk to your family anymore. I haven't talked to my dad in 4 years because of this thing that I believe. You think there's another person out there that is infallible and everything that they say is true, even though they've been caught dead in a lie on videotape.
And everyone else is coming for you.
And everybody else is wrong. You're all right. This is baseline, basic cult stuff. We've seen it forever. It's just in a different form.
Does it scare
Sometimes you wear a different uniform. Sometimes it's a different guy.
Does it scare you that it's gotten this sort of normalized?
It can't, because it'll be around. Cults come and go. Okay. It's always a different thing. Some of them kill themselves. Some of them are to exploit young women. But they're all kind of the same thing. Some guy that's perfect that tells you this and everybody else is wrong. And this is where we are. It's just a new cult. We're not special as a generation. There'll be another two in another couple of years.
Listen, I'll wrap this up. It's insane.
Yes.
Okay, these people are insane. But if you get a chance to go there, check your schedule, make sure there's no rally going on, because it's very cool.
Fascinating. I've been to the museum. It's in the warehouse.
JFK got shot.
That's exactly right. Yes.
History. Go check it out.
History's interesting.
Cool. Very right. We'll be right back. Thanks for that. Very good time.
The U.S. ban on non-essential travel has been in place since early 2020. Come November 8th, the country is reopening to international travelers, but only those who are fully vaccinated. Those visitors will have to show proof of vaccination before getting on a plane to the U.S. They'll also have to show proof of a negative COVID test taken within 3 days of departure. There will be no quarantine mandate, but masks will be required, and so will enhanced contact tracing. That means, per CDC rules, airlines will have to collect information like phone numbers, emails, and U.S. addresses in case they need to follow up with passengers who may have been exposed to COVID-19. Vaccinated Americans have to follow those same guidelines when flying back to the U.S. The policy is more strict for unvaccinated American travelers. Specifically, they will have to show proof of a negative COVID test taken within 1 day of their U.S.-bound flight. They will also have to get tested again after coming back. Children younger than 18 are exempt from the new vaccine requirements, though they still need to get a COVID test. And that's Connecting the Dots.
I still love you so much, baby. I love you with all my heart, and I'm not giving up, and I'm going to find you. So just hold on.
That's Toni Jacobs. Her daughter, Keisha, has been missing for 5 years, but her case has sat in the dark until recently. Some say it's because Keisha is Black, and like so many missing people of color, these cases aren't given the same attention as their white counterparts. That's why all this month, DBL is dedicating our True Crime Chronicle series to missing people of color. Here's Keisha's story.
She always put that smile on my face. I miss those hugs. She's so skinny, but she had fat fingers. I miss playing with them fingers. I can honestly say the person that I was 5 years ago, I'm not now.
The day Keisha went missing was September 26th, 2016.
I came back home, which is around 8:30 when I got out of school. She was home. And me and her brother was talking to her, and then she made a couple calls and said that she was going over one of her friend's house. So she left, and I think I got a text from her probably like at 11:30, maybe a little before, letting me know she was good. And I told her again, just be safe. I love you, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. And she was like, okay, Ma, I'll talk to you tomorrow, and I love you.
12 hours pass, but Keisha doesn't come home.
My mom radar went off when it was like almost my lunchtime, and I hadn't heard from her. And she normally calls me, especially when she's gone somewhere. So by the time I got off at 5, I got home, I was like, hey, you still ain't heard from your sister? He was like, no ma'am, I ain't heard from her. I said, her phone been going to voicemail all day.
As the 24-hour mark hits, Toni takes matters into her own hands.
So I woke up like maybe 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, and I put my clothes on, and I went knocking on people's doors that I knew about. And I called my sister, and I was like, I can't find Kiki. And I was hysterical. And she's like, go to the police precinct and report her missing. And when I got in there, I was crying, and I told the police officer, I was like, I can't find my daughter. He was like, how old is your daughter? I said, she just turned 21. He was like, looked at me like, how you know she just don't want to be bothered? I was like, because I'm her mother and I know her routine. So I literally had to pull my phone out and show this police officer that, look, this is my daughter. She calls me all day, every day.
It's been 48 hours since Toni has heard from Keisha.
Keisha friends knocks at my door and tells me they dropped her off at a house off of Broad Street here in Richmond. And I was like, you know what? Let me put my shoes on. You're going to take me to this house. I go to this house and I knock on the door, and this male answered the door, and he said, yeah, I know Keisha. He was like, I saw her Monday at 5. I said, you're lying. because at this point I knew she was at home. Then he changed it to 5:30, then it was 6. He just kept changing the time. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do one better. I called the police, I called 911.
5 years come and go. Media coverage is non-existent, and the police leads grow cold.
To this day, I have no idea if the FBI was ever notified that my daughter was missing. They waited almost 2 years to say that it was foul play in her case when they knew from the beginning. It's a lonely feeling. It's a part of me that's missing. I'm broken, and I can't heal or begin to heal the way I need to until Keisha comes home.
So, where is Keisha? Earlier, we spoke with her mom to get the latest on her case. Take a look.
Tony, thank you for joining us here in DBL, despite, I can't even imagine what you've gone through these past 5 years. Now, 2 years ago, Tony, after Keisha went missing, police finally said there was foul play in her case. Why did it take them so long to believe that?
That's the question I'm trying to figure out as well. They pretty much knew from the beginning, within probably the first couple weeks, that it was foul play, that she didn't leave on her own. The police detectives actually told me this. It came out like on the anniversary 2 years after her disappearance, after a reporter brought it up to me. And I pretty much told him, I was like, ask the police chief. And then that's how it came out.
And Tony, what evidence did police find that finally gave them some sort of reason to suspect foul play?
They was able to get access into the home where that man and where Keisha was last seen at. And they said they found Keisha's DNA in the home. I asked them, was it enough to say, hey, you know, something drastic had happened? They was like, no, it's more like a struggle.
Wow. So as it stands today, are there any leads right now? Do police have any theories on where Keisha might be?
No. Only thing they mentioned to me was that it was a man that's incarcerated that had some information about her disappearance. I do believe that it was the gentleman that I talked to like that Wednesday after she went missing. So I believe it's that gentleman.
How do you find daily strength to keep fighting for answers, to not turn inward, to not just lose it, which you would be well within your rights.
Right.
Your strength is unbelievable. So like, can you tell me as a parent, where do you summon that from?
My love for my daughter. If I don't fight for her, who else gonna fight for her? Who better to fight for her than the one that loves her? It's without a doubt that I have to do what I have to do, because I used to tell people that when Keisha was little, she used to get in trouble in school. And I tell her, don't you talk back to that teacher. And she'd be like telling the teacher, all right, I'm gonna go tell my mama, wait till my mama get up here. My mama gonna handle you. So in my mind, that's what she's probably telling these people, whoever got her or wherever she's at, don't worry about it, my mama coming. My mama is coming for you, trust me.
And she is.
And you are, yeah.
Tony, how can we help, not only us personally, but also our entire DBL nation? How can we help you find Keisha?
Just be on the lookout. She's 21, or she was 21 when she went missing. Doesn't mean that she wasn't taken against her will. Pay attention and don't be scared to get involved. If you see something that don't look right, call the police. If it was your family member, your child, your cousin, your aunt, you would want somebody to help you. So I just want the help.
Please, DBL Nation, this is a call to action. Help Tony find her daughter. Visit their Facebook page. Help find Keisha Jacobs. Let's help keep her story alive. Tony, thank you so much for joining us today. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
A message meant as advice for people lost or stranded was shared thousands of times on social media. The viral post even reached the Facebook page of a local police department. If you're stranded with low cell battery and you've already called 911, the message says next you should change your voicemail to contain important information. The message claims, quote, even if your cell phone dies or stops working, voicemail still works, unquote. So, should you change your voicemail if you're lost or stranded? Let's verify. We went to these sources for an answer, and they say No, you should not change your voicemail if you're lost or stranded, especially if you have low battery or no signal. Here's why. Voicemail uses more battery than text, and voicemail will not update if you don't have a signal. So after calling 911, our experts say, try texting 911. Since the FCC requires cell phone carriers to transmit 911 calls or texts, it's possible that a text to emergency services will get through even if you have no signal. That's because you may be in another provider's service area. The FCC warns not every location supports text to 911. With your Verify, I'm Ariane Till. Guaranteed paid family leave, and more specifically, paid maternity leave, is a legislative priority for President Joe Biden. In a June tweet, the president called it a disgrace that, quote, the United States is the only industrialized country in the world with no national paid family leave policy, unquote. But is that true? Let's verify. We went to these sources for an answer. The World Policy Analysis Center is a university partnership that creates databases on social policies around the world. According to the center's data, only 8 countries, including the U.S., do not guarantee any paid family leave. The other 7 are Papua New Guinea, Suriname, and 5 island nations in the Pacific Ocean. What the U.S. does have is 12 weeks of unpaid job-protected leave for the birth of a newborn child. But that law only extends to employees at public agencies, public and private schools, and at companies with 50 or more employees. That leaves out many small businesses. So we can verify, yes, the U.S. is the only industrialized country to not guarantee paid family leave. With your Fast Fact, I'm Ariane Till.
This November, don't miss a minute of DBL. I cannot wait.
You want to play it safe? Nah, girl, we want to know.
You don't feel like that's a little bit weird?
No. I got to agree with Tori here. Hey, stop. I don't want to hear it.
Here's how I feel. Okay, stop.
I know.
You mean like hooligans?
Is the hooligan problem under control?
There's no such thing as ghosts. I'm talking about.
We're off to a good start. DBL is always all new every day. We do have to give a big shout out to the Atlanta Braves.
Yes.
Won the World Series against the Astros in Houston.
All right.
Look at you.
She was so proud. She has no other information.
But she had to say, welcome back to DBL on the card.
All right, if you're leaving us, you can watch the second half of the show online. Watch on YouTube, dailyblastlive.com, or our DBL mobile app. But if you're sticking around, you're way cooler. Here's what's coming up. Lady Gaga opens up House of Gucci affecting her mental health, how she changed her life to stay in character. And romance rumors continue to swirl around Pete Davidson and Kim Kardashian. How has Pete become Hollywood's biggest heartthrob?
New research suggests that plastic barriers are not that effective at stopping COVID-19. In fact, they may be making some situations worse. We now know the virus spreads through small particles in the air. Good airflow and ventilation can help get rid of them. Now scientists tell the New York Times that those plastic barriers can actually cut off airflow in a room, trapping virus particles in concentrated areas. And those shields aren't blocking as many germs as you may think. Plastic can be great for stopping something like a cough or sneeze, but it does very little to stop the virus particles an infected person emits just by breathing. Those particles are going to waft over and under the barrier, often in a more concentrated way. These new findings have big implications for the school year. In fact, studies from Johns Hopkins suggest classrooms with screens on desks actually had an increased risk of coronavirus infection. Researchers say schools should instead focus on improving airflow, wearing masks, and encouraging vaccinations to keep COVID out of the classroom. I'm Audrey Castoreno, and that's Connecting the Dots.
This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Get real.
You all ready for this? Dun 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 dun. No.
Y'all, just
This
stop.
is a sham.
Welcome to Daily Blast Live. I am Tori in bright yellow in for Sam today, and I'm here with Al, Jeff, and Erica. Let's get started because this story is everywhere. The Kim K. Pete Davidson rumor mill. What is a rumor mill?
So where they gin up rumors.
Okay. Is heating up. We showed you on Monday the two were spotted holding hands on a roller coaster ride at a theme park in California. Now the two were spotted having dinner in Staten Island at one of Pete's favorite spots. Now TMZ asked Kim if she and Pete were more than just friends, but she didn't respond. Now this is just the latest high-profile romance from the SNL star. As you remember, he was engaged to Ariana Grande back in 2018, but broke it off a few months later. He also dated Kate Beckinsale in 2019 when he was 25 and she was 45, but said the age difference wasn't a factor in their breakup. He then briefly dated Cindy Crawford's daughter, Kaya Gerber. So we have to ask, what is the allure of Pete Davidson? The New York Post even called him the Warren Beatty of his generation. Sorry. I think this is just Kim jealous of Courtney and saying, hold my beer, I'll go make out with a skinny rocker dude.
But no, it's bigger than that, Erica.
That's exactly what
I agree.
Yeah,
I
that's
agree.
exactly
What
what
is
it
You
this?
agree with Tori?
I do agree with Tori.
I think it's going to be a little romance.
This
I
is
think
for-
they're at least figure out what's going on with Pete. Do you know what I'm saying?
Listen.
What? Well, you wouldn't?
Why are you looking at me?
I'm just saying, if you're on a roller coaster, maybe you're like, whoa, what's going on? You know, on the limb. Yeah, you got to figure it out.
There's, you guys correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like Pete Davidson, he leveled up when he got his first supermodel girlfriend, whichever the first one. There've been so many.
Ariana?
Right. But then after that, now he's in a different category where now he can only date those women, and those women now want to date him because you guys push each other up. So every time that he dates somebody, his stock rises, and now he's at the point where his stock is high enough where it's intersecting with Kim Kardashian, who is single.
Okay, hold on.
Well, I agree with Al too.
He was just a comic in New York, and his star went up, and Kim was coming too. Now she was already up there, but like once he hit that big Ariana, and they intersected.
That's the pinnacle of Pete Davidson. The Ariana.
Somebody make that a T-shirt.
Totally a T-shirt. I think both can be true, but I do think she's jealous of Courtney's attention with this Travis Barker, and she loves press. I don't blame her.
It is
she's
sus.
Gonna get it. Yeah,
it's very sus.
Very
the
sus.
timing,
it's a little
don't know,
much.
because Kim has definitely had a type for quite some time.
Right.
And now all of a sudden,
It's not
Courtney's getting her shine, and Courtney's shine is long overdue.
Agreed,
Okay?
agreed.
Courtney has been laying in wait for decades. Let her have her tall, skinny, or her skinny white guy with tattoos. Okay, let her have her thing.
Why does Kim have a type? I don't think she has a type. She was rumored to be dating Van Jones. She's rumored to be dating Pete.
We've already gone over
Chris
this.
Humphries was a 7'2" backup center.
I'm simply
Lamar
saying.
Odom. What do these men have in
wasn't
common?
with Lamar Odom.
Wait, I'm just throwing out men.
Yeah, you're throwing out a whole lot of kahooey is what you're doing.
No, there's no type between all the men I just listed minus Lamar. There's no type.
There's one.
There is one. Okay.
There is one type.
So,
It's ironic that you're the one who's sitting up here at this table saying that.
Sam's gonna kill me. All right, some celebs, speaking of celebs, walked the runway for the Gucci Love Parade
I was
fashion
there.
show. You were not in LA last night. So we brought in, of course, our fashion guru. Ladies and gentlemen, Stephanie Jones is here to break down the best looks looks. Hello, Stephanie.
He sounds like Al should be doing this because he was there, right? Well, Tori, the stars strutted their stuff down Hollywood's Walk of Fame, showing off Gucci's ready-to-wear spring collection. So, starting with Macaulay Culkin, who wowed the runway with this shiny Hawaiian print jacket and his shirt. Look at that. Good. And actress Jodie Turner-Smith looked like a haute couture version of, well, Big Bird. Now that is something you can just chuck on and just head down to the shops to grab a pint of milk, kind of. But if you've got it, I say flaunt it. She looks amazing. And then there's Jared Leto, who plays Paolo Gucci in the upcoming House of Gucci film. He's looking dapper, and I was into those like twisted trousers with like the little lace down the front or something. Cool. And on the sidelines, Lizzo came out in a head-to-toe Gucci print dress. And then there was Serena Williams. She stunned us with those oversized sleeves. And then there was Dakota Johnson. She was spotted posing with Gwyneth Paltrow. Now, Dakota, as we know, is dating Gwyneth's ex, Chris Martin. And okay, she just stole the show because she recycled her red velvet Gucci suit that she wore back in 1996 for the VMAs. So I mean, talk about being thrifty. Fabulous. That just goes to show Gucci doesn't go out of style. What do you lot think about these looks?
Well, Gucci does not go out of style, but let's talk about what Steph Jones is wearing.
Yes!
Because are you Gucci? You are Gucci'd out head to toe, doll. Tell us about this look.
It's like Father, Son, and House of Gucci. I am so ready for the movie. I'm living for it. They brought like the old school Hollywood. I mean, I'm not old school Hollywood, but I feel like I'm a bit 60s.
Yeah, you look fantastic.
Yes.
I also gotta say that I'm really into Kieran Culkin from Succession, and Macaulay Culkin looked fabulous.
What a move. Just pulling him out of woodwork. I don't even know, but I loved it.
Looks great.
I do have a question, and Steph, you and I have talked about this before. I do not understand why more women, especially the ones on the panel, and you, Steph, you have one, have a tailored suit. I think a suit.
You don't understand?
I think it should be a bigger. I think when you go to a gala or something, I think there should be half women in dresses and half in suits. I think it just looks
like a Catherine Hepburn.
It looks like it's such a good look.
All women should be wearing suits.
Yeah,
I think it's such a great
love a suit. I have rocked suits on this show.
Yeah.
I don't know which budget person Steph talked to about her outfit, but suits are expensive. Okay, they are pricey.
They are.
Real quickly. A good one that's going to last you like that one is going to be a pretty penny, but oh, look at that. Over a decade later, it looks fabulous.
Amazing. Yes. All right. You did Gucci. Thank you so much, Stephanie. Speaking of Gucci, Lady Gaga says she really got into character for her role in House of Gucci, so much so that she's spoken in an Italian accent for 9 months. Here's a look at Gaga in the preview for the film. Take a look.
It was a name that sounded so sweet, so seductive. Synonymous with worth, style, power. But that name was a curse too.
Ooh, I can't wait to see this. Gaga is featured on the cover of the December issue of British Vogue. She told the magazine she stayed in character off camera and even lived as Patrizia Reggiani for a year and a half before filming. Meanwhile, the real-life Patrizia told an Italian website, yes, she was annoyed that Lady Gaga never met with her to prepare for the role. I was really shocked by this because if you're going to commit and go method, usually you study everything, and she chose to purposely not meet the person she was playing. I would have been kind of ticked off too.
I was gonna say, Jeff, you're like a real actor. Like, what do you do?
No,
you are. You've been in movies. I don't want to hear. You're an actor. How do you get into character? Like,
I would have contacted this woman. I would have contacted Patrizia. But to go 9 months with an Italian accent and not do that, I guess everyone has their own way of doing things. I'm not into the whole method theory, even though Daniel Day-Lewis is probably the best actor ever.
Amen.
He does that. But I wouldn't like being on set and someone's getting breakfast and they're in their character. This whole thing with her dogs happened while this all went. You know what I mean? So they're like, what happened? Hello? What happened to my dog? Like, could you get Stephanie on the phone, please? Something happened to your dog. We got to talk to her.
I wonder if she's staying in
Just to tell me. Just to tell me now.
She says she did, which is so interesting, huh?
You know she loved it.
Yeah, she did.
I'm gonna have to find something to play for a year and a half.
Yeah, she did.
There's no way she handled that.
I've been playing talk shows.
I can't wait for that. Coming up on DBL, we got Lorraine Newman.
Yes.
She's here live. What was it like behind the scenes of SNL and working with Bill Murray? Don't go anywhere.
Closed captioning provided by
So we ran out. I wanted to give a shout out to Gwyneth Paltrow for recycling her outfit from
upcycling.
Upcycling?
She called it upcycling.
Well, yeah, that's the classic from 20 years ago because this is from 3 years ago and I can't even button it. This was in the back.
Yeah, it's a real thing. Like your clothes are the only thing that don't. Your spouse will be like, "You look great, honey." Only your suit jacket will be like, "Hey, buddy."
I forgot my clothes. I came here this morning. I'm like, dude, I totally forgot my clothes.
Yeah.
And this was just in the back. Yeah, I just forgot it. So this was in the back, and I was like, well, here we go. Watch out, because this button's about to pop.
But you know what it is when we do our DBL montages and like you just go, whoa, that was like, because your face almost balloons and gets smaller as you like go through the years and the shots. You're like, oh, that was a rough winter I was going through. And then sometimes you're like, I look great.
Yeah, I go up and down.
It's a weird thing because we've actually filmed ourselves every single day, so you kind of when you put it all together, you see like the full.
You're just like,
but people definitely. I remember. I think I told you guys. I got picked up by an Uber, and the gentleman driving goes, "Oh, I watch your show every day," and I was like, "Oh, thanks." And he goes, "So you've gained weight, huh?" I was like, "What?" And I was on my way to, and I was like, yeah, and I'm going to lunch right now. So how about that?
Talk about it on the
Like people notice.
Can I say at the wedding, someone came up to me and goes, "Oh my God, you look so much prettier in person. It's your face."
Ugh.
And isn't that mean?
It's not me. I just think.
Everyone,
I think sometimes things don't come out right.
They said your face.
She 1,000%. It's your face. And I was really like, what
They
does
said
that
you
mean?
look prettier in person. It's your face.
And then she goes, "It's the face. Swear on my mother's life, it's your face."
But that's probably not what she meant.
Yes, she said.
The bed must be on the floor. The bed is on my foot.
Couldn't you give me some pea soup? It's right over there.
The bed is on my
Jeepers.
Maybe now we can be friends, huh?
That's
what do
right.
you say? Suck
Welcome back to DBL. She is one of Saturday Night Live's original cast members and has dazzled audiences throughout the decades with her hilarious characters and comedy. Ladies and gentlemen, Lorraine Newman joins us live. Lorraine, welcome to the show. I hear you're in a closet.
Thank
is that
you
right?
so much.
You're in a closet right now?
I am coming to you from my professional recording studio in Century City, known as my closet.
It sounds great, though. It sounds wonderful.
It does. Okay, so Lorraine, your former SNL castmate Dan Aykroyd recently said that he thinks hurtful comedy should get canceled altogether, and we were wondering what you thought about that take.
I did not hear him say that. I don't think that mean comedy is funny, but it's all very subjective, and what would constitute hurtful and mean to one person might not be so for someone else.
True.
If that's the most diplomatic answer I can give. I mean, there is something very juvenile about comedy, and that can get to be hurtful, but if you understand that it is coming from a place of the bluntness of the adolescent, so to speak, you don't have to feel so bad about it.
Smart.
I mean, that's full disclosure, Lorraine. I actually just listened to a podcast of yours with Dana Gould. Maybe it was like an hour and a half. I listened to it a couple weeks ago. So I'm a big fan coming into this interview. So I just, and I'm glad I'm talking to you because I wanted to ask you about this. Your new memoir, May You Live in Interesting Times, speaks about your experiences on SNL, on Saturday Night Live. But one thing I really wanted you to talk about was you said that your car was robbed before your audition and they stole all of your material.
No.
Like and you still had to go into the audition. No. So please, as somebody that's in entertainment, that's my worst fear.
Okay. Well, actually, I did not know I was auditioning when Lauren first saw me at the Groundlings and came to see me a second time. That was my audition, unbeknownst to me.
Wow.
And then when I got there, he was the only person who knew my work. So he said it'd be a good idea to do a show for the writers, which was a very reasonable thing to ask. But I had all my written material and costumes in my car, and the car was stolen. Mm-hmm. So it was just, I want to say a you-know-what show, but I don't know what the limitations are for.
Appreciate you.
That's about it. That's about the limit.
Yeah, you met it.
True pro.
Yeah, but you made it. You're here. That's awesome.
Well, Lorraine, first I have to say, I am mildly obsessed with your daughter, Hannah. By mildly,
thank you. So am I.
Just majorly. What she brings to the screen is really, it's got to serve you to be so proud because there's so much of you in her. So I just wanted to say.
Thank you. I'm so flattered. I don't see any of me in her, and but I am blown away by her talent because really this was something that she did not come to early. She was an athlete and into broadcast journalism, and then she found stand-up, and then, open mics, creating shows. She just did everything that she was supposed to do and got a really unbelievable result. And I'm so proud of her.
This moment. I love this moment. Well, what's it like hanging out with your former SNL co-star, Bill Murray?
Oh, he's very unpredictable, but, we've all mellowed in our dotage. And, he'll come to town and call me, and we'll go have dinner, at a restaurant down the street from where I live that he likes a lot, Carmine's. And, there was a time when you took your life in your hands. But those days are really over, and it's wonderful.
Oh, sorry. So I was going to say,
there are a lot of silences.
No, we're still thinking about Carmine's in Chicago. That's what
Carmine's, yeah. So I've actually been one of those very fortunate souls who met Bill Murray, but Sam, our co-host, has a lifelong dream to meet him. So can you help us get him on the show for her?
Well, he is an enigma wrapped in a mystery.
Yes.
So you either don't hear from him for a year and a half, or you hear from him twice in a month. I wouldn't know how to tell you.
Mm-hmm. That's
fair.
A great answer. That's a fair answer.
That's an honest answer.
Let's talk about your new Netflix show, Ridley Jones. You voice an astronaut monkey named Peaches.
Yes. I would
love to be there for the concept of this. So would you mind channeling Peaches to tell parents out there why their kids should be watching this show? Maybe a little Peaches for us.
All right, let me see.
Well, Peaches is an astronaut, but she's afraid of heights.
Wow.
So they deal with a lot of kids' fears in a very nice way. Relatable.
That Century City VO booth is killing it, girl.
You're hired.
Let me just say, I always try and get VO auditions and I never get booked. And then when I saw that, I'm like, oh, there's somebody way better than me. Okay. Thank you for
let me just give you an idea of the competition out there. There was one day at my agency where I auditioned for the role of a 5-year-old British girl, 17-year-old Scottish boy, and an 80-year-old Russian woman. And when I was done, I said to the person recording me, "How many people here can do that?" Yeah. And she said 5.
Oh, yeah.
And that's just our agency.
Yeah.
So,
wow.
That's why I've never heard back.
The
never
people
heard
who
back.
work in this are so good.
Yeah.
So
That's
good. Yeah.
unbelievable.
I've never
And you're
heard-
one of them, for
yeah,
sure.
Yeah.
unbelievable
She just went
transformation.
right to
Just
character.
transformed in front of our eyes. Lorraine, thank you so much for chatting with us. It's been such an honor. And for everyone watching at home, please remember to get Lorraine's new book on Audible. And if you have kids, don't forget to check out Ridley Jones. It's out now on Netflix. It looks very good and sounds even better. We'll be right back. Thanks, Lorraine.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
The U.S. ban on non-essential travel has been in place since early 2020. Come November 8th, the country is reopening to international travelers, but only those who are fully vaccinated. Those visitors will have to show proof of vaccination before getting on a plane to the U.S. They'll also have to show proof of a negative COVID test taken within 3 days of departure. There will be no quarantine mandate, but masks will be required, and so will enhanced contact tracing. That means, per CDC rules, airlines will have to collect information like phone numbers, emails, and U.S. addresses in case they need to follow up with passengers who may have been exposed to COVID-19. Vaccinated Americans have to follow those same guidelines when flying back to the U.S. The policy is more strict for unvaccinated American travelers. Specifically, they will have to show proof of a negative COVID test taken within 1 day of their U.S.-bound flight. They will also have to get tested again after coming back. Children younger than 18 are exempt from the new vaccine requirements, though they still need to get a COVID test. And that's connecting the dots.
I gotta sit up straight. I never know where Rob is. All right, welcome back to DBL. It's open enrollment season, and if you're a Medicare beneficiary and not comparison shopping for new plans, sit down, listen up, because it's time for some helpful healthcare tips presented by Health Markets, your insurance marketplace. So open enrollment just means it's the time of the year for all Americans to reevaluate what coverage is best for them. If you have Medicare and you need to pick a plan, it's important to remember you have options, and comparison shopping can help you save hundreds of dollars on premiums and prescription payments. So go ahead, hop online, start comparing healthcare plans. Health Markets can help you find a plan in minutes. Just call 1-800-390-9633 or log on to healthmarkets.com. I've done this on Health Markets for my health, and you literally arrow it and click, and it'll compare whichever ones you want right across the board. So you can be like prescription payments, doctor's visits. So it's very, very helpful. Really, it is.
Right. It's important. Find out the best plan, because you'll save money and take that money and go on vacation.
Well said, Al. Well said.
That's what I would do. That's what I do.
I do want to.
That's my motivation for looking for a good
plan. Is that right?
Yes,
Vacation?
I save money, take that money and go on vacation.
We'll be right back. I'm going to go on vacation.
Oh, you can't go.
Promotional consideration.
A message meant as advice for people lost or stranded was shared thousands of times on social media. The viral post even reached the Facebook page of a local police department. If you're stranded with low cell battery and you've already called 911, the message says next, you should change your voicemail to contain important information. The message claims, quote, even if your cell phone dies or stops working, voicemail still works, unquote. So, should you change your voicemail if you're lost or stranded? Let's verify. We went to these sources for an answer, and they say, no, you should not change your voicemail if you're lost or stranded, especially if you have low battery or no signal. Here's why. Voicemail uses more battery than text, and voicemail will not update if you don't have a signal. So after calling 911, our experts say, try texting 911. Since the FCC requires cell phone carriers to transmit 911 calls or texts, it's possible that a text to emergency services will get through even if you have no signal. That's because you may be in another provider's service area. The FCC warns not every location supports text to 911. With your Verify, I'm Ariane Till. Guaranteed paid family leave, and more specifically, paid maternity leave, is a legislative priority for President Joe Biden. In a June tweet, the president called it a disgrace that, quote, the United States is the only industrialized country in the world with no national paid family leave policy, unquote. But is that true? Let's verify. We went to these sources for an answer. The World Policy Analysis Center is a university partnership that creates databases on social policies around the world. According to the center's data, only 8 countries, including the U.S., do not guarantee any paid family leave. The other 7 are Papua New Guinea, Suriname, and 5 island nations in the Pacific Ocean. What the U.S. does have is 12 weeks of unpaid job-protected leave for the birth of a newborn child. But that law only extends to employees at public agencies, public and private schools, and at companies with 50 or more employees. That leaves out many small businesses. So we can verify, yes, the U.S. is the only industrialized country to not guarantee paid family leave. With your Fast Fact, I'm Ariane Till.
This November, don't miss a minute of DBL.
I cannot wait.
You want to play it safe? Nah, girl, we want to know.
You don't feel like that's a little bit weird?
No. I got to agree with Tori here.
Hey, stop, I don't want to hear it.
Here's how I feel. Okay, stop.
I know.
You mean like hooligans?
Is the hooligan problem under control?
There's no such thing as ghosts.
We're off to a good start. DBL is always all new every day.
Tomorrow on DBL, talk show legend Maury Povich is here. How he keeps his cool when the guests go wild. And we're chatting live with actor Tony Hale. What will he reveal about the highly anticipated Hocus Pocus 2? Find out tomorrow on DBL. That's Buster Bluth for you Arrested Development fans. Welcome back to DBL. Before we go, would you want to stay in Carrie Bradshaw's apartment? For 2 nights only, Airbnb is renting out a replica of Carrie's New York brownstone for $23 a night. Guests will be greeted by a video message from SJP herself. The stay includes a styling session, a photo shoot, and of course, Cosmo.
I have follow-up questions.
Erica Cobb.
Is it the brownstone apartment pre-renovation or post-renovation? Because pre-renovation, I can understand $23 a month.
Because it was disgusting.
A night.
Right.
But post-renovation, you know, after she got the sweaters out of the oven, now that is a big ticket item.
I mean, $23 for a shoot and everything?
No.
Styling?
What? Did you read that right?
Yeah, I know.
$23.
Yeah.
Like, that's like 2 meals at Chick-fil-A. That's a lot. That's not that much to stay overnight.
Yeah.
It's a replica.
Like a
I would think it would be like $4 grand. Do you know how much people would pay for that?
I know, for a shoot and a styling session.
But this is a promo, isn't it? Like,
you don't need a promo. The show has promoted it.
But the Fresh Prince of
People are
Bel-Air
aware of
house
Carrie
was like
Bradshaw.
Yeah,
$10 too.
It was. We're going to keep arguing. We're new every day. Bye, guys.
Research suggests that plastic barriers are not that effective at stopping COVID-19. In fact, they may be making some situations worse. We now know the virus spreads through small particles in the air. Good airflow and ventilation can help get rid of them. Now, scientists tell the New York Times that those plastic barriers can actually cut off airflow in a room, trapping virus particles in concentrated areas. And those shields aren't blocking as many germs as you may think. Plastic can be great for stopping something like a cough or sneeze, but it does very little to stop the virus particles an infected person emits just by breathing. Those particles are going to waft over and under the barrier, often in a more concentrated way. These new findings have big implications for the school year. In fact, studies from Johns Hopkins suggest classrooms with screens on desks actually had an increased risk of coronavirus infection. Researchers say schools should instead focus on improving airflow, wearing masks, and encouraging vaccinations to keep COVID out of the classroom. I'm Audrey Castoreno, and that's Connecting the Dots.
Here's what we're talking about today on Daily Blast Live.
Governor's race results are in, with Virginia shocking the nation. What could this mean for the future of the White House? Hundreds gather in Dallas to see JFK Jr. emerge from the dead. How did this conspiracy draw such a big crowd? A mom's desperate search for answers after her daughter's disappearance, why her case sat in the dark for years. And joining us live today from the original SNL cast, Lorraine Newman. Welcome to Daily Blast Live. It's Wednesday, November 3rd. I am Tori in for Sam today, and I'm here with Al, Jeff, Erica. How is everyone?
Feeling good.
Great.
Feeling good.
It's cold in here.
It's freezing, so let's warm up by talking a lot, right? So last night was big for Republicans in the race for governor of Virginia. Republican Glenn Youngkin won, beating out former governor Terry McAuliffe. But in New Jersey, the race for governor is still too close to call at the time of our taping. It's like down to hundreds at this point with New Jersey, just so you know. Here's the deal. If both of these states go for Republicans, that's a really big upset because both states have been reliably blue. So this was an indictment of President Biden and his agenda, or was it? A lot of people saying, woo, woo, red alarm bells, fire alarm bells, panic time.
Lights or bells?
Yeah,
both,
that sounds
guys.
like a party, actually.
I'm just saying,
yeah,
Virginia
I wanna be
was,
there.
It sounds great, but Virginia was won by Biden by 10 points. This time, white women took it by 15 points to the Republicans. That shows you a sleepy base, not interested. Even Obama went out and spoke. No one came out to vote.
Well, I think you hit it right on the head. I mean, reliably Democrat, plus you add political fatigue.
Yes.
And the idea that, well, if this is the way it's always been, this is the way it'll always be. So, yeah, when people aren't going out to vote, I'm sure next time around there's going to be some incentive to do so.
Right. But when Biden, to me, and I hate to say this, feels not exciting. He's not revving the base. He's not energizing the party to get up and go. You got to get people to get up their couches and vote.
Yeah, some people don't want that in their politicians, though. Like, I don't need my president to be giving me the Rudy halftime speech. I don't need to be excited. I need for you to handle your business so I don't have to think about it. And I think that's where a lot of people were tired with Trump, was like, a lot of people were like, I don't want to know who the attorney general is. I don't. I have 3 kids. I have 4 jobs. And I think a lot of times when we start talking about our politicians, not only do we have to put them in office, but then we feel like we have to constantly monitor them because they go off the rails all the time. And I think a lot of people like myself are frustrated. I voted yesterday in the midterms, and I saw the numbers at the time that I voted. I think 30% of the population here in Colorado voted. So when you start talking about motivated bases, the people that show up and yell at people at school board meetings and yell a lot and are on Facebook and they block their niece, those people are out voting in the midterm. So we're going to see a swing towards what they think because the other adults in the village are busy.
Well, you mentioned like motivating people. I like that, like halftime speech type of guy or woman or whatever it may be. I like to be inspired, right? On the other side, man, I don't want my president falling asleep at summit meetings, okay? And we don't bring that up a lot because it gets a little taboo to talk about. But I think it's so...
This is the place to talk about it.
Exactly.
Please.
Exactly, right? So when we look at the media, we have to remember that it's 10% of people making 90% of the content. There is no like back and forth conversation. That's not what social media is for. This is what it's for, right? My president fell asleep. I want to talk about that a little bit. But if you say that, you're automatically labeled a Trumper and the labels start falling on you, right? So it's hard to have an honest conversation about what's going on in America without getting labels thrown on top of you. So I think that's where we're at. And I think some of the voting that you saw is some of the pushback from that, in my opinion.
A reflection of that.
That's interesting.
I think that's really interesting. Now, a lot of parents in Virginia, parents listen up, are saying the governor's race actually came down to education and a parent's right to have a say over what's being taught in schools, and more specifically, whether critical race theory, you might have heard that, should be taught. So what does that term mean? You might have heard of it, but you don't know what it means. This is the gist of it. Critical race theory is a way of thinking about America's history through the lens of racism. So the question is, should parents have a say in what's being taught in schools? And this is a huge debate because if you don't know parental rights, that phrase has become another "let's go Brandon," a code for we don't want critical race theory, and that's what won him the election.
How are you going to take over parental rights? I mean, come on. Let's be real, okay? You know, the critical race theory, obviously, our memories are so short because remember what we were talking about this time last year, how parents were at home with their kids and they were going to school, and a lot of parents were complaining that they were unable to help their children with their work past like the 3rd or 4th grade. Now parents want to be in charge of the curriculum? Is that what we're talking about here? Critical race theory contextualizes every aspect of what has happened in this country. When I was in school, I went to quite a few predominantly white schools, and no one was concerned about my feelings every February when we watched the same video over and over, and I had 28 eyes staring at me to see how I was going to react. So the idea that so much of this is being like held from our children because they can't handle it. Have you spoken to a 12-year-old lately?
Right.
It's impressive what they can handle.
Al, you have a 12-year-old, don't you?
Yeah, 13 and 14, and it's so interesting. And Jeff, I wanted to hear your thoughts on critical race theory, but yes, 12 and 13-year-olds are way ahead of where we were. They're not having this conversation. They had this conversation like 2 years ago.
Yeah, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you, man. We were talking a little bit before the show. I don't know the definition of critical race theory, okay? It's such a taboo word and subject to get into. I'm all for expanding education and learning about the world
context.
and our own history here in America. I think that's cool. I think I would have got along better if I knew the world the way it was, right?
Exactly.
The way it was. I think back then we didn't think we'd have the tools we have now. Now the world is so small. We could get a picture of anywhere in the world. We could talk to anyone in the world, right? I didn't know Pol Pot. I didn't know Khmer Rouge when I was going to school. Maybe I did. Maybe I just didn't pay attention. I didn't know till I got to Cambodia. I think it's great to learn about the world, but also our very own history that happened in America. I don't understand how that correlates into
the other,
because there's a shame, Jeff, and I think that
that's what I'm not understanding.
That it bleeds over into not just critical race theory, but when we talk, I told you I really got into history in the last 3 or 4 years because it's so fascinating, and you realize you've been deprived of this. But like when you look at like decisions that were made and horrible things that happened, that either happened in this country or other countries, we just get this little snapshot, or you just don't learn at all. All you learn is Betsy Ross and somebody couldn't tell a lie and somebody had wooden teeth, and then they kick you out of history class.
But the other side feels like they don't, and I'm not saying this is how I feel, the other side feels like if you teach critical race theory, then you are teaching your kids that their ancestors
But they don't teach that. They usually only teach that in law schools.
Right. And
so like we shouldn't be talking about this anyway.
Exactly. So that's the other side. So it's a really complex conversation, and I know we can have a longer conversation about it, but it's what I think won the election, so I'm glad that we're bringing it up and talking about it.
But would it be cool if like my kids learn about that in school, and Al, you come over and you're like, hey Al, I learned a little bit about African American history today, and you guys can have like a cool, intelligent conversation with a 10-year-old, a 12-year-old?
Yes, Jeff.
Do you know what I'm saying? I don't understand how it's like turned into a bad thing. I know this is very controversial, but again, what do I know? Lindsey Graham is a man.
Coming up on DBL, the stars stole the show at the Gucci Love Parade in LA, including Macaulay Culkin, Stephanie Jones. Yes, Stephanie Jones is breaking down the night's top looks. We'll be right back.
Closed captioning provided by...
Okay, so we're just continuing the conversation because a lot of people wrote in. June says, tell kids how to think, not what to think. And I also want to say this. When you say parental rights...
I disagree with that when we're talking about history, though. It's not, you're not telling them what to think, but you can tell them what happened.
Yeah,
you can't give this opaque idea of what, like, you can just say, this is what happened.
Right.
What does the other side say? What am I getting wrong?
The other side said is if I teach critical race theory, pretend I'm someone who's against critical race theory.
Why is it critical race theory, not just history?
Because they branded it. They tried to make it a thing and they use it. It's a very, very, it's a branded thing to make it sound bad.
Is this meant to divide? Is that what's going on?
The name is meant to divide. To be honest, it's just what in college levels a lot of people learn is history is always taught by the victors and we're learning from the other side as well.
Systemic racism in our culture was designed so that white people would stay in power. In essence, that's really it.
Also how it, oh, go ahead, please.
No, it's extracting that piece, but it also, by extracting that piece, which is a major piece of history, you're also not contextualizing why things occurred the way that they did. Like, it's basically like being like, okay, well, we have two people who are exactly the same, but then there's a fundamental difference that we've decided as a culture that makes this person superior to that person. They want to extract that out so that it doesn't become divisive, or people, or basically so young children don't feel like their ancestors were bad people.
Yeah, racist.
Yeah, but it's a weird thing that we're talking about this because most of the stuff that I've read up on with critical race theory, it was taught in law schools because it's about how it affected policy. And people that are going into the law need to understand public policy if you're going to be in any kind of litigation. So
like how the system works?
Or just like policy and like how housing discrimination, that's how we are here today. So lawyers need to understand that, but kids don't need to.
Don't miss a minute of DBL.
I cannot wait. Nah, girl, we want to know. You don't feel like that's a little bit weird? Stop. Get
There's no
away
such thing
from
as
that.
ghosts. I'm talking about.
DBL is always all new every day.
Welcome back to DBL. Our prompter's down, so apologies if I'm reading from the card. Welcome back to DBL. It was a very strange scene in Dallas yesterday where
couldn't do the welcome back to DBL off the top of your head?
I didn't know it. Did not know it. Did not know it. Hundreds of, stop it right now, QAnon believers lined up on the grassy knoll. You guys know this grassy knoll. It's the site of the JFK assassination. They believed that the president's late son, JFK Jr., would miraculously appear and that he would help Donald Trump take back power and agree to be his running mate. In case you don't remember, JFK Jr. died tragically in 1999, of course, in a terrible plane crash with his wife and her sister, Carolyn Bessette Kennedy, as well. Questions?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Actually, thank you for asking. Thank you for asking. My first question is, why JFK Jr. and not JFK, especially given the location that they chose to come together on?
Because that's the site of where he was assassinated. I've tried to find the trail end of where it goes to JFK Jr., but for some reason within the QAnon believers, he's been a long-standing icon of someone that could help the Trump Republicans beat out everyone in the upcoming election. It's not just 2024, as you saw there, they had 2020 Trump Kennedy flags.
Right. I was going to ask, why 2020? Because as we know, we are in the year 2021.
Excellent point, Erica.
It costs money to get a flag reprinted, okay? I hope that answers your question. You know, honestly, you know, I look at this, and a word that we never use when we look at these QAnon people is radicalization. It's only put upon young men, usually of the Muslim faith, but people were at home for a year and a half. They looked at YouTube and things like that, listened to podcasts over and over again, and now people are showing up thinking that JFK is going to show up and put Joe Biden in a hole and bring somebody from They really think this because they were radicalized at home, and they then closed their bubbles, made it a friend group that only thinks the same thing, and this is what groupthink does. This is the exact same thing that we're talking about when we start talking about cults. You don't talk to your family anymore. I haven't talked to my dad in 4 years because of this thing that I believe. You think there's another person out there that is infallible and everything that they say is true, even though they've been caught dead in a lie on videotape.
And everyone else is coming for you.
And everybody else is wrong. You're all right. This is baseline basic cult stuff. We've seen it forever. It's just in a different form.
Does it scare
Sometimes
you?
you wear a different uniform. Sometimes it's a different guy.
Does it scare you that like it's gotten this sort of normalized?
It can't, because it'll be around. Cults come and go.
Okay.
It's always a different thing. Some of them kill themselves. Some of them are to exploit young women. But they're all kind of the same thing. Some guy that's perfect that tells you this and everybody else is wrong. And this is where we are. It's just a new cult. We're not special as a generation. There'll be another 2 in another couple of years.
Listen, I'll wrap this up. It's insane.
Yes.
Okay, these people are insane. But if you get a chance to go there, check your schedule, make sure there's no rally going on, because it's very cool.
Fascinating.
It
I've
is
been to
very
the museum.
fascinating
It's in the
where
warehouse.
JFK got shot.
That's exactly right. Yes.
History. Go check it out.
History's
It's cool.
interesting.
Very right. We'll be right back. Thanks for that. Very good time.
The U.S. ban on non-essential travel has been in place since early 2020. Come November 8th, the country is reopening to international travelers, but only those who are fully vaccinated. Those visitors will have to show proof of vaccination before getting on a plane to the U.S. They'll also have to show proof of a negative COVID test taken within 3 days of departure. There will be no quarantine mandate, but masks will be required, and so will enhanced contact tracing. That means, per CDC rules, airlines will have to collect information like phone numbers, emails, and U.S. addresses in case they need to follow up with passengers who may have been exposed to COVID-19. Vaccinated Americans have to follow those same guidelines when flying back to the U.S. The policy is more strict for unvaccinated American travelers. Specifically, they will have to show proof of a negative COVID test taken within 1 day of their U.S.-bound flight. They will also have to get tested again after coming back. Children younger than 18 are exempt from the new vaccine requirements, though they still need to get a COVID test. And that's connecting the dots.
I still love you so much, baby. I love you with all my heart, and I'm not giving up, and I'm going to find you. So just hold on.
That's Toni Jacobs. Her daughter, Keisha, has been missing for 5 years, but her case has sat in the dark until recently. Some say it's because Keisha is Black, and like so many missing people of color, these cases aren't given the same attention as their white counterparts. That's why all this month, DBL is dedicating our True Crime Chronicle series to missing people of color. Here's Keisha's story.
She always put that smile on my face. I miss those hugs. She's so skinny, but she had fat fingers. I miss playing with them fingers. I can honestly say the person that I was 5 years ago, I'm not now.
The day Keisha went missing was September 26th, 2016.
I came back home, which is around 8:30 when I got out of school. She was home. And me and her brother was talking to her, and then she made a couple calls and said that she was going over one of her friend's house. So she left, and I think I got a text from her probably like at 11:30, maybe a little before, letting me know she was good. And I told her again, just be safe. I love you, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. And she was like, okay, Ma, I'll talk to you tomorrow, and I love you.
12 hours pass, but Keisha doesn't come home.
My mom radar went off when it was like almost my lunchtime, and I hadn't heard from her. And she normally calls me, especially when she's gone somewhere. So by the time I got off at 5, I got home, I was like, Dad, you still ain't heard from your sister? He was like, no ma'am, I ain't heard from her. I said, her phone been going to voicemail all day.
As the 24-hour mark hits, Tony takes matters into her own hand.
So I woke up like maybe 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, and I put my clothes on and I went knocking on people's doors that I knew about. And I called my sister and I was like, I can't find Kiki. And I was hysterical. And she's like, go to the police precinct and report her missing. And when I got in there, I was crying and I told the police officer, I was like, I can't find my daughter. He was like, how old is your daughter? I said, she just turned 21. He was like, looked at me like, how you know she just don't want to be bothered? I was like, because I'm her mother and I know her routine. So I literally had to pull my phone out and show this police officer that, look, this is my daughter. She calls me all day, every day.
It's been 48 hours since Tony has heard from Keisha.
Keisha's friends knocks at my door and tells me they dropped her off at a house off of Broad Street here in Richmond. And I was like, you know what? Let me put my shoes on. You're going to take me to this house. I go to this house and I knock on the door. And this male answered the door and he said, yeah, I know Keisha. He was like, I saw her Monday at 5. I said, you're lying. Because at this point, I knew she was at home. Then he changed it at 5:30. Then it was 6. He just kept changing the time. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to do one better. I called the police. I called 911.
5 years come and go. Media coverage is non-existent, and the police leads grow cold.
To this day, I have no idea if the FBI was ever notified that my daughter was missing. They waited almost 2 years to say that it was foul play in her case when they knew from the beginning. It's a lonely feeling. It's a part of me that's missing. I'm broken, and I can't heal or begin to heal the way I need to until Keisha comes home.
So, where is Keisha? Earlier, we spoke with her mom to get the latest on her case. Take a look.
Tony, thank you for joining us here on DBL, despite, I can't even imagine what you've gone through these past 5 years. Now, 2 years ago, Tony, after Keisha went missing, police finally said there was foul play in her case. Why did it take them so long to believe that?
That's the question I'm trying to figure out as well. They pretty much knew from the beginning, within probably the first couple weeks, that it was foul play, that she didn't leave on her own. The police detectives actually told me this. It came out like on the anniversary 2 years after her disappearance, after a reporter brought it up to me. And I pretty much told him, I was like, ask the police chief. And then that's how it came out.
And Tony, what evidence did police find that finally gave them some sort of reason to suspect foul play?
They was able to get access into the home where that man and where Keisha was last seen at. And they said they found Keisha's DNA in the home. I asked them, was it enough to say, hey, you know, something drastic had happened? They was like, no, it's more like a struggle.
Wow. So as it stands today, are there any leads right now? Do police have any theories on where Keisha might be?
No. Only thing they'd mentioned to me was that it was a man that's incarcerated that had some information about her disappearance. I do believe that it was the gentleman that I talked to like that Wednesday after she went missing. So I believe it's that gentleman.
How do you find daily strength to keep fighting for answers, to not turn inward, to not just lose it, which you would be well within your rights. Right. Your strength is unbelievable. So like, can you tell me as a parent, where do you summon that from?
My love for my daughter. If I don't fight for her, who else gonna fight for her? Who better to fight for her than the one that loves her? It's without a doubt that I have to do what I have to do, because I used to tell people that when Keisha was little, she used to get in trouble in school. And I tell her, don't you talk back to that teacher. And she'd be like telling the teacher, all right, I'm gonna go tell my mama, wait till my mama get up here. My mama gonna handle you. So in my mind, that's what she's probably telling these people, whoever got her or wherever she's at, don't worry about it, my mama coming. My mama is coming for you, trust me.
And she is.
And you are, yeah.
Tony, how can we help, not only us personally, but also our entire DBL nation? How can we help you find Keisha?
Just be on the lookout. She's 21, or she was 21 when she went missing. Doesn't mean that she wasn't taken against her will. pay attention and don't be scared to get involved. If you see something that don't look right, call the police. If it was your family member, your child, your cousin, your aunt, you would want somebody to help you. So I just want the help.
Please, DBL Nation, this is a call to action. Help Tony find her daughter. Visit their Facebook page. Help find Keisha Jacobs. Let's help keep her story alive. Tony, thank you so much for joining us today. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
This.
A message meant as advice for people lost or stranded was shared thousands of times on social media. The viral post even reached the Facebook page of a local police department. If you're stranded with low cell battery and you've already called 911, the message says next you should change your voicemail to contain important information. The message claims, quote, even if your cell phone dies or stops working, voicemail still works, unquote. So, should you change your voicemail if you're lost or stranded? Let's verify. We went to these sources for an answer. And they say, no, you should not change your voicemail if you're lost or stranded, especially if you have low battery or no signal. Here's why. Voicemail uses more battery than text, and voicemail will not update if you don't have a signal. So after calling 911, our experts say, try texting 911. Since the FCC requires cell phone carriers to transmit 911 calls or texts, it's possible that a text to emergency services will get through even if you have no signal. That's because you may be in another provider's service area. The FCC warns not every location supports text to 911. With your Verify, I'm Ariane Till. Guaranteed paid family leave, and more specifically, paid maternity leave, is a legislative priority for President Joe Biden. In a June tweet, the president called it a disgrace that, quote, the United States is the only industrialized country in the world with no national paid family leave policy, unquote. But is that true? Let's verify. We went to these sources for an answer. The World Policy Analysis Center is a university partnership that creates databases on social policies around the world. According to the center's data, only 8 countries, including the U.S., do not guarantee any paid family leave. The other 7 are Papua New Guinea, Suriname, and 5 island nations in the Pacific Ocean. What the U.S. does have is 12 weeks of unpaid job-protected leave for the birth of a newborn child. But that law only extends to employees at public agencies, public and private schools, and at companies with 50 or more employees. That leaves out many small businesses. So we can verify, yes, the U.S. is the only industrialized country to not guarantee paid family leave. With your Fast Fact, I'm Ariane Till.
This November, don't miss a minute of DBL.
I cannot wait.
You want to play it safe? Nah, girl, we want to know.
You don't feel like that's a little bit weird?
No. I got to agree with Tori here.
Hey, stop, I don't want to hear it.
Here's how I feel. Okay, stop.
I know.
You mean like hooligans?
Is the hooligan problem under control?
There's no such thing as goats. I'm talking about.
We're off to a good start. DBL is always all new every day.
To give a big shout out to the Atlanta Braves.
Yes.
Won the World Series against the Astros in Houston.
All right.
Look at you.
She was so proud. She has no other information.
But she had to say, welcome back to DBL on the card.
All right, if you're leaving us, you can watch the second half of the show online. Watch on YouTube, dailyblastlive.com, or our DBL mobile app. But if you're sticking around, you're way cooler. Here's what's coming up. Lady Gaga opens up House of Gucci affecting her mental health, how she changed her life to stay in character. And romance rumors continue to swirl around Pete Davidson and Kim Kardashian. How has Pete become Hollywood's biggest heartthrob?
research suggests that plastic barriers are not that effective at stopping COVID-19. In fact, they may be making some situations worse. We now know the virus spreads through small particles in the air. Good airflow and ventilation can help get rid of them. Now scientists tell the New York Times that those plastic barriers can actually cut off airflow in a room, trapping virus particles in concentrated areas. And those shields aren't blocking as many germs as you may think. Plastic can be great for stopping something like a cough or sneeze, but it does very little to stop the virus particles an infected person emits just by breathing. Those particles are going to waft over and under the barrier, often in a more concentrated way. These new findings have big implications for the school year. In fact, studies from Johns Hopkins suggest classrooms with screens on desks actually had an increased risk of coronavirus infection. Researchers say schools should instead focus on improving airflow, wearing masks, and encouraging vaccinations to keep COVID out of the classroom. I'm Audrey Castoreno, and that's Connecting the Dots.
This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Get real.
You all ready for this? Dun 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 dun. No.
Y'all,
Just
this
stop.
is a sham.
Welcome to Daily Blast Live. I am Tori in bright yellow in for Sam today, and I'm here with Al, Jeff, and Erica. Let's get started because this story is everywhere. The Kim K. Pete Davidson rumor mill. What is a rumor mill?
So where they gin up rumors.
Okay. Is heating up. We showed you on Monday the two were spotted holding hands on a roller coaster ride at a theme park in California. Now the two were spotted having dinner in Staten Island at one of Pete's favorite spots. Now TMZ asked Kim if she and Pete were more than just friends, but she didn't respond. Now this is just the latest high-profile romance from the SNL star. As you remember, he was engaged to Ariana Grande back in 2018, but broke it off a few months later. He also dated Kate Beckinsale in 2019 when he was 25 and she was 45, but said the age difference wasn't a factor in their breakup. He then briefly dated Cindy Crawford's daughter, Kaya Gerber. So we have to ask, what is the allure of Pete Davidson? The New York Post even called him the Warren Beatty of his generation. Sorry. I think this is just Kim jealous of Courtney and saying, hold my beer, I'll go make out with a skinny rocker dude.
But no, it's bigger than that, Erica.
That's exactly what
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
Exactly
What is
You
this?
agree with Tori?
I do agree with Tori.
I think it's going to be a little romance.
This
I
is
think
for-
they're at least figure out what's going on with Pete. Do you know what I'm saying?
Listen.
What? Well, you wouldn't?
Why are you looking at me?
I'm just saying, if you're on a roller coaster, maybe you're like, whoa, what's going on? You know, on the lift. Yeah, you got to figure it out.
There's, you guys correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like Pete Davidson, he leveled up when he got his first supermodel girlfriend, whichever the first one there've been so many.
Ariana?
Right. But then after that, now he's in a different category where now he can only date those women, and those women now want to date him because you guys push each other up. So every time that he dates somebody, his stock rises, and now he's at the point where his stock is high enough where it's intersecting with Kim Kardashian, who is single.
Okay, hold on.
Well, I agree with Al too.
He was just a comic in New York, and his star went up, and Kim was coming too. Now she was already up there, but like once he hit that big Ariana,
Ariana,
and they intersected.
That's the pinnacle of Pete Davidson.
Ariana.
Ariana.
Somebody make that a T-shirt. t-shirt.
Totally a t-shirt. I think both can be true, but I do think she's jealous of Kourtney's attention with this Travis Barker, and she loves press. I don't blame her.
It is
she's
sus.
Gonna get it. Yeah,
it's very sus.
Very
the
sus.
timing, don't know, because Kim has definitely had a type for quite some time.
Right.
And now all of a sudden, Kourtney's getting her shine, and Kourtney's shine is long overdue.
Agreed.
Okay? Kourtney has been laying in wait for decades. Let her have her tall, skinny, or her skinny white guy with tattoos. Okay, let her have her thing.
Why does Kim have a type? I don't think she has a type. She was rumored to be dating Van Jones. She's rumored to be dating Pete.
We've already gone over
Chris
this.
Humphries. It was a 7'2" backup center.
I'm simply
Lamar
saying.
Odom. What do these men have in common?
He wasn't with Lamar Odom.
Wait, I'm just throwing out men.
Yeah, you're throwing out a whole lot of kahooey is what you're doing.
No, there's no type between all the men I just listed minus Lamar. There's no type.
There's one.
There is one. Okay.
There is one type.
So,
it's ironic that you're the one who's sitting up here at this table saying that.
Sam's gonna kill me. All right, some celebs, speaking of celebs, walked the runway for the Gucci Love Parade fashion show. You were not in LA last night. So we brought in, of course, our fashion guru. Ladies and gentlemen, Stephanie Jones is here to break down the best looks. Hello, Stephanie.
Sounds like Al should be doing this because he was there, right? Tori, the stars strutted their stuff down Hollywood's Walk of Fame, showing off Gucci's ready-to-wear spring collection. So, starting with Macaulay Culkin, who wowed the runway with this shiny Hawaiian print jacket and his shirt. Look at that. Good. And actress Jodie Turner-Smith looked like a haute couture version of, well, Big Bird. Now, that is something you can just chuck on and just head down to the shops to grab a pint of milk, kind of. But if you've got it, I say flaunt it. She looks amazing. And then there's Jared Leto, who plays Paolo Gucci in the upcoming House of Gucci film. He's looking dapper, and I was into those like twisted trousers with like the little lace down the front or something. Cool. And on the sidelines, Lizzo came out in a head-to-toe Gucci print dress. And then there was Serena Williams. She stunned us with those oversized sleeves. And then there was Dakota Johnson. She was spotted posing with Gwyneth Paltrow. Now, Dakota, as we know, is dating Gwyneth's ex, Chris Martin. And okay, she just stole the show because she recycled her red velvet Gucci suit that she wore back in 1996 for the VMAs. So I mean, talk about being thrifty. Fabulous. That just goes to show Gucci doesn't go out of style. What do you lot think about these looks?
Well, Gucci does not go out of style, but let's talk about what Steph Jones is wearing.
Yes!
Because you are Gucci'd out head to toe, doll. Tell us about this look.
It's like Father, Son, and House of Gucci. I am so ready for the movie. I'm living for it. They brought like the old school Hollywood. I mean, I'm not old school Hollywood, but I feel like I'm a bit 60s.
Yeah, you look fantastic.
Yes.
I also gotta say that I'm really into Kieran Culkin from Succession, and Macaulay Culkin looked fabulous.
What a move. Just pulling him out of woodwork. I don't even know, but I loved it.
Looks great.
I do have a question, and Steph, you and I have talked about this before. I do not understand why more women, especially the ones on the panel, and you, Steph, you have one, have a tailored suit. I think a suit.
You don't understand?
I think it should be a bigger. I think when you go to a gala or something, I think there should be half women in dresses, half in suits. I think it just looks.
Like a Catherine Hepburn.
It looks like it's such a good look.
All women should be wearing suits.
Yeah,
I think it's such a great.
Love a suit. I have rocked suits on this show.
Yeah.
I don't know which budget person Steph talked to about her outfit, but suits are expensive. Okay, they are pricey.
They are.
Real quickly.
A good one that's going to last you like that one is going to be a pretty penny, but oh, look at that. Over a decade later, it looks fabulous.
Amazing. Yes. All right. You did Gucci. Thank you so much, Stephanie. Speaking of Gucci, Lady Gaga says she really got into character for her role in House of Gucci, so much so that she's spoken in an Italian accent for 9 months. Here's a look at Gaga in the preview for the film. Take a look.
It was a name that sounded so sweet, so seductive. Synonymous with worth, style, power. But their name was a curse too.
Ooh, I can't wait to see this. Gaga is featured on the cover of the December issue of British Vogue. She told the magazine she stayed in character off camera and even lived as Patrizia Reggiani for a year and a half before filming. Meanwhile, the real-life Patrizia told an Italian website, yes, she was annoyed that Lady Gaga never met with her to prepare for the role. I was really shocked by this, because if you're going to commit and go method, usually you study everything, and she chose to purposely not meet the person she was playing. I would have been kind of ticked off too.
I was gonna say, Jeff, you're like a real actor. Like, what do you do?
No,
you are. You've been in movies. I don't want to hear. You're an actor. How do you get into character? Like,
I would have contacted this woman. I would have contacted Patrizia. But to go 9 months with an Italian accent and not do that, I guess everyone has their own way of doing things. I'm not into the whole method theory, even though Daniel Day-Lewis is probably the best actor ever.
Amen.
He does that. But I wouldn't like being on set and someone's getting breakfast and they're in their character. This whole thing with her dogs happened while this all went. You know what I mean? So they're like, what happened? Hello? What happened to my dog? You know, like, could you get Stephanie on the phone, please? Something happened to your dog. We got to talk to her.
I wonder if she stayed in
Just to tell me. Just to tell me now.
She said she did, which is so interesting, huh?
You know she loved it.
Yeah, she did.
I'm gonna have to find something to play for a year and a half.
Yeah, she did.
There's no way she'd handle that.
I've been playing talk shows.
I can't wait for that. Coming up on DBL, we got Lorraine Newman.
Yes.
She's here live. What was it like behind the scenes of SNL and working with Bill Murray? Don't go anywhere.
Closed captioning provided by
So we ran out. I wanted to give a shout out to Gwyneth Paltrow for recycling her outfit from
upcycling.
Upcycling?
She called it upcycling.
Well, yeah, that's the classic from 20 years ago because this is from 3 years ago and I can't even button it. This was in the back.
Yeah, it's a real thing. Like your clothes are the only thing that don't. Your spouse will be like, you look great, honey. Only your suit jacket will be like, hey, buddy.
I forgot my clothes. I came here this morning. I'm like, dude, I totally forgot my clothes. Yeah. And this was just in the back. Yeah, I just forgot it. So this was in the back, and I was like, well, there we go. Watch out, because this button's about to pop.
You know what it is when we do our DBL montages, and like you just go, whoa, that was like, because your face almost balloons and gets smaller as you like go through the years and the shots. You're like, oh, that was a rough winter I was going through. And then sometimes you're like, I look great.
Yeah, I go up and down.
It's a weird thing because we've actually filmed it ourselves every single day, so you kind of, when you put that all together, you see like the full.
You're just like.
But people definitely. I remember. I think I told you guys. I got picked up by an Uber, and the gentleman driving goes, "Oh, I watch your show every day," and I was like, "Oh, thanks." And he goes, "So you've gained weight, huh?" I was like, "What?" And I was on my way to, and I was like, yeah, and I'm going to lunch right now. So how about that?
Talk about it on the
Like people notice.
Can I say at the wedding, someone came up to me and goes, "Oh my God, you look so much prettier in person. It's your face."
Oh.
And isn't that mean?
It's not me. I just think.
I
think sometimes things don't come out right.
They said your face.
She 1,000%. It's your face. And I was really like, what
They
does
said
that
you
mean?
look prettier in person. It's your face.
And then she goes, "It's the face. Swear on my mother's life, it's your face."
But that's probably not what she meant.
Yes, she did.
On the floor! The bed is on my foot!
Couldn't you give me some pea soup? It's right over there.
The bed is on my foot!
Jeepers!
Maybe now we can be friends, huh?
That's
what
right.
do you say?
Suck
Welcome back to DBL. She is one of Saturday Night Live's original cast members and has dazzled audiences throughout the decades with her hilarious characters and comedy. Ladies and gentlemen, Lorraine Newman joins us live. Lorraine, welcome to the show. I hear you're in a closet.
Thank
Is that
you
right?
so much.
You're in a closet right now?
I am coming to you from my professional recording studio in Century City, known as my closet.
It sounds great, though. It sounds wonderful.
It does. Okay, so Lorraine, your former SNL castmate Dan Aykroyd recently said that he thinks hurtful comedy should get canceled altogether. And we were wondering what you thought about that take.
I did not hear him say that. I don't think that mean comedy is funny, but it's all very subjective, and what would constitute hurtful and mean to one person might not be so for someone else.
True.
If that's the most diplomatic answer I can give. I mean, you know, there is something very juvenile about comedy, and that can get to be hurtful, but if you understand that it is coming from a place of the bluntness of the adolescent, so to speak, you don't have to feel so bad about it.
Smart.
I mean, that's full disclosure, Lorraine. I actually just listened to a podcast of yours with Dana Gould. Maybe it was like an hour and a half. I listened to it a couple weeks ago, so I'm a big fan coming into this interview. So I just, and I'm glad I'm talking to you because I wanted to ask you about this. Your new memoir, "May You Live in Interesting Times," speaks about your experiences on SNL, on Saturday Night Live. But one thing I really wanted you to talk about was you said that your car was robbed before your audition and they stole all of your material.
No.
Like and you still had to go into the audition. No. So please, as somebody that's in entertainment, that's my worst fear.
Okay, well, actually, I did not know I was auditioning when Lorne first saw me at the Groundlings and came to see me a second time. That was my audition, unbeknownst to me.
Wow.
And then when I got there, he was the only person who knew my work. So he said it'd be a good idea to do a show for the writers, which was a very reasonable thing to ask. But I had all my written material and costumes in my car, and the car was stolen. Wow. So it was just, you know, I want to say a you-know-what show, but I don't know what the limitations are for.
Appreciate you.
That's about it. That's about the limit.
Yeah, you met it.
True pro.
Yeah, but you made it. You're here. That's awesome.
Well, Lorraine, first I have to say, I am mildly obsessed with your daughter, Hannah. By mildly,
thank you. So am I.
Just majorly. What she brings to the screen is really, it's got to serve you to be so proud because there's so much of you in her. So I just wanted to say.
Thank you. I'm so flattered. I don't see any of me in her, and I am just. But I am blown away by her talent because really this was something that she did not come to early. You know, she was an athlete and into broadcast journalism, and then she found stand-up, and then, you know, open mics, creating shows. She just did everything that she was supposed to do and got a really unbelievable result. And I'm so proud of her.
This moment. I love this moment. Well, what's it like hanging out with your former SNL co-star, Bill Murray?
Oh, he's very unpredictable, but, you know, we've all mellowed in our dotage. And, you know, he'll come to town and call me, and we'll go have dinner, you know, at a restaurant down the street from where I live that he likes a lot, Carmine's. And, you know, there was a time when you took your life in your hands. But those days are really over, and it's wonderful.
Oh, sorry. So I was going to say,
there are a lot of silences.
We're still thinking about Carmine's in Chicago.
We're like, Carmine's, yeah. So I've actually been one of those very fortunate souls who met Bill Murray, but Sam, our co-host, has a lifelong dream to meet him. So can you help us get him on the show for her?
Well, he is an enigma wrapped in a mystery.
Yes.
So you either don't hear from him for a year and a half, or you hear from him twice in a month. I wouldn't know how to tell you.
Can
That's
fair.
a great
That's
answer.
a fair.
That's a fair answer.
Totally
That's an honest answer.
Let's talk about your new Netflix show, Ridley Jones. You voice an astronaut monkey named Peaches.
Yes. I love it.
I would have loved to be there for the concept of this. So would you mind channeling Peaches to tell parents out there why their kids should be watching this show? Maybe a little Peaches for us.
All right, let me see.
Well, you know, Peaches is an astronaut, but she's afraid of heights.
Wow.
So they deal with a lot of kids' fears in a very nice way. Relatable.
Now, that Century City VO booth is killing it, girl.
You're hired.
Let me just say, like, I always try and get VO auditions and I
Me
never
too.
get booked.
Never
and then when I
once.
saw that, I'm like, oh, there's somebody way better than me. Okay. Thank you for
Let me just give you an idea of the competition out there. There was one day at my agency where I auditioned for the role of a 5-year-old British girl, 17-year-old Scottish boy, and an 80-year-old Russian woman. And when I was done, I said to the person recording me, "How many people here can do that?" And she said, 5.
Oh.
Yeah.
And that's just our agency.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
you know.
That's why I've never heard back.
The
Never
people
heard
who
back.
work in this are so good.
Yeah. So
That's
good. Yeah.
unbelievable.
I've never
And you're
heard-
one of them, for
yeah,
sure.
unbelievable
She just went
transformation.
right to
Just
character.
transformed in front of our eyes. Lorraine, thank you so much for chatting with us. It's been such an honor. And for everyone watching at home, please remember to get Lorraine's new book on Audible. And if you have kids, don't forget to check out Ridley Jones. It's out now on Netflix. It looks very good and sounds even better. We'll be right back. Thanks, Lorraine.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
The U.S. ban on non-essential travel has been in place since early 2020. Come November 8th, the country is reopening to international travelers, but only those who are fully vaccinated. Those visitors will have to show proof of vaccination before getting on a plane to the U.S. They'll also have to show proof of a negative COVID test taken within 3 days of departure. There will be no quarantine mandate, but masks will be required, and so will enhanced contact tracing. That means, per CDC rules, airlines will have to collect information like phone numbers, emails, and U.S. addresses in case they need to follow up with passengers who may have been exposed to COVID-19. Vaccinated Americans have to follow those same guidelines when flying back to the U.S. The policy is more strict for unvaccinated American travelers. Specifically, they will have to show proof of a negative COVID test taken within 1 day of their U.S.-bound flight. They will also have to get tested again after coming back. Children younger than 18 are exempt from the new vaccine requirements, though they still need to get a COVID test. And that's connecting the dots.
I gotta sit up straight. I never know where Rob is. All right, welcome back to DBL. It's open enrollment season, and if you're a Medicare beneficiary and not comparison shopping for new plans, sit down, listen up, because it's time for some helpful healthcare tips presented by Health Markets, your insurance marketplace. So open enrollment just means it's the time of the year for all Americans to reevaluate what coverage is best for them. If you have Medicare and you need to pick a plan, it's important to remember you have options, and comparison shopping can help you save hundreds of dollars on premiums and prescription payments. So go ahead, hop online, start comparing healthcare plans. Health Markets can help you find a plan in minutes. Just call 1-800-390-9633 or log on to healthmarkets.com. I've done this on Health Markets for my health, and you literally arrow it and click, and it'll compare whichever ones you want right across the board. So you can be like prescription payments, doctor's visits. So it's very, very helpful. Really, it is.
Right. It's important. Find out the best plan, because you'll save money and take that money and go on vacation.
Well said, Al. Well said.
That's what I would do. That's what I do.
I do want to
That's my motivation for looking for a good
Is that
plan.
right?
Yes,
Vacation?
I save money, take that money and go on vacation.
We'll be right back. I'm so on vacation.
Oh, you can't go.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
A message meant as advice for people lost or stranded was shared thousands of times on social media. The viral post even reached the Facebook page of a local police department. If you're stranded with low cell battery and you've already called 911, the message says next you should change your voicemail to contain important information. The message claims, quote, even if your cell phone dies or stops working, voicemail still works, unquote. So, should you change your voicemail if you're lost or stranded? Let's verify. We went to these sources for an answer. And they say, no, you should not change your voicemail if you're lost or stranded, especially if you have low battery or no signal. Here's why. Voicemail uses more battery than text, and voicemail will not update if you don't have a signal. So after calling 911, our experts say, try texting 911. Since the FCC requires cell phone carriers to transmit 911 calls or texts, it's possible that a text to emergency services will get through even if you have no signal. That's because you may be in another provider's service area. The FCC warns not every location supports text to 911. With your Verify, I'm Ariane Till. Guaranteed paid family leave, and more specifically, paid maternity leave, is a legislative priority for President Joe Biden. In a June tweet, the president called it a disgrace that, quote, the United States is the only industrialized country in the world with no national paid family leave policy, unquote. But is that true? Let's verify. We went to these sources for an answer. The World Policy Analysis Center is a university partnership that creates databases on social policies around the world. According to the center's data, only 8 countries, including the U.S., do not guarantee any paid family leave. The other 7 are Papua New Guinea, Suriname, and 5 island nations in the Pacific Ocean. What the U.S. does have is 12 weeks of unpaid job-protected leave for the birth of a newborn child. But that law only extends to employees at public agencies, public and private schools, and at companies with 50 or more employees. That leaves out many small businesses. So we can verify, yes, the U.S. is the only industrialized country to not guarantee paid family leave. With your Fast Fact, I'm Ariane Till.
This November, don't miss a minute of DBL.
I cannot wait.
You want to play it safe? Nah, girl, we want to know.
You don't feel like that's a little bit weird?
No. I got to agree with Tori here. Hey, stop. I don't want to hear it.
Here's how I feel. Okay, stop.
I know.
You mean like hooligans?
Is the hooligan problem under control?
There's no such thing as ghosts. I'm talking about.
We're off to a good start. DBL is always all new every day.
Tomorrow on DBL, talk show legend Maury Povich is here. How he keeps his cool when the guests go wild. And we're chatting live with actor Tony Hale. What will he reveal about the highly anticipated Hocus Pocus 2? Find out tomorrow on DBL. That's Buster Bluth for you Arrested Development fans. Welcome back to DBL. Before we go, would you want to stay in Carrie Bradshaw's apartment? For 2 nights only, Airbnb is renting out a replica of Carrie's New York brownstone for $23 a night. Guests will be greeted by a video message from SJP herself. The stay includes a styling session, a photo shoot, and of course, Cosmo.
I have follow-up questions.
Erica Cobb.
Is it the brownstone apartment pre-renovation or post-renovation? Because pre-renovation, I can understand $23 a month.
Because it was disgusting.
A night.
Right.
But post renovation, you know, after she got the sweaters out of the oven, now that is a big ticket item.
I mean, $23 for a shoot and everything?
No.
Styling?
What? Did you read that right?
Yeah, I know.
$23.
Yeah.
Like, that's like 2 meals at Chick-fil-A. That's a lot. That's not that much to stay overnight.
Oh, yeah.
It's a replica.
Like
I would think it would be like $4 grand. Do you know how much people would pay for that?
I know, for a shoot and a styling session.
But this is a promo, isn't it? Like,
you don't need a promo. The show has promoted it.
But the Fresh Prince of
People are
Bel-Air
aware of
house
Carrie
was like
Bradshaw.
Yeah, it was.
$10 too.
It was. We're going to keep arguing. We're new every day. Bye, guys.